Hello, everybody. Welcome to the jungle.
Ew.
Welcome to the jungle. We got
I was just fucking
balls.
thinking like I don't know how I'd be able to tell if I had an irregular heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like when people like a doctor will be like, or someone was diagnosed with an irregular heartbeat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to tell.
Yeah, because you get the palpitations like I do. I get those too. Well, you're just saying you sit there and it'd be like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that too. But then half the time I think, oh, that's definitely my heart and I'm going to die in like 3 minutes. And then the other half the time I think, I like stop and think about it. I'm like, no, maybe that's like my chest muscle that's like above my heart that's like
Fighting off.
Yeah, like twitching, basically. So it could be that. It could be that. Did I ever tell you there was one time I went to the emergency room because I thought I was having a heart attack? Did you hear that?
No, I
never
that.
told the story. I feel like it's a story I should have already told on the podcast, but I guess I didn't. Yeah, I was young when I was probably, how old was I? I guess I was in middle school, but it may have been like 9th grade or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting at home. I was eating. I was the only one home. I think it was in the summer, and everybody was out doing something. And I was eating a ham sandwich in my living room, and and I felt like I was having a heart attack. I felt like a sharp pain, like right where you would feel a heart attack. Mm-hmm. And I sat there for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I'm like, nah, I can't be. I'm like young. This is stupid. Yeah. There's no way this is a heart attack. Don't be stupid, Kyle. And then I sat there, waited. And then after like 5 minutes, I was like, that's it. I'm having a heart attack. I got to go. Because I felt like I was having a heart attack. It was bad. Like the pain was horrendous. And so...
The pain was in your heart? Because I've heard from people that through heart attacks, they feel that shit in their arm.
I think it was my like, I don't know if it was like my right arm and my right chest. And I had read that it was like you feel it on the opposite side. Mm-hmm. Or if I don't know if it was before I had read that you would feel it on the opposite side. Maybe it was my left pec and my left arm. But it was like a sharp pain. And I was like, oh shit. Like if you had asked me to just imagine in my head what a heart attack feels like, I would have imagined exactly what I felt on that day. And so I called my mom. She was at work. She didn't answer.
Were you in like prime time eating like shit mode? Like, did you first think like, I've been eating like shit, this could be a heart attack?
I never had a good diet. Like,
yeah.
I didn't start dieting good even half the time until I was like 21 or some shit. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think about that. I just thought like, maybe I'm just having a heart attack. Like, I didn't think about why or any of that shit. I was just like, I think I'm having a heart attack. So I called my mom. She didn't answer. She was at work. She didn't see the phone ring or whatever. I called her like 2 times. My sister wasn't around. I don't remember where she was. Called my dad. My dad didn't answer. So I'm sitting there like, I'm going to die, and it's going to be their fault.
and everybody's going to have missed calls on their phone?
Yeah. But, so then I decided, I know what I'll do. I called my friend's mom, who wasn't working. Mm-hmm. And so she would be like home. I would always be over at my friend's house. And she answered, and I told her what was going on. She's like, what? And so she rushed over, picked me up, took me to the emergency room. When I got to the emergency room, they give you like a form. They're like, fill it out and tell us how bad your pain is or some shit. It was like scale of 1 to 10. I put 9. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm having a heart attack. I wrote on this fucking thing. So anyway, they bring me in. I don't remember if they gave me an IV or not of like fucking morphine or some shit. I don't remember. But they did do the EKG heart thing or whatever. Like they put me on some meter and just recorded the results. And then after like, I don't know, maybe I was there for maybe 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, after maybe 2 or 3 hours, I had started feeling better, and then they released me. And I think what it was, and people are gonna laugh, but this is not uncommon. Like maybe it's probably uncommon that people actually take the step of going to the hospital for it. Mm-hmm. But I think it was like either like really bad heartburn or just like gas that was there. It was like, you know, affecting me where it felt like a heart attack. And apparently what happens with a lot of young people, they'll go to the hospital, with at least some young people, they'll go to the hospital thinking they're having a heart attack, and it turns out being that. That's exactly what happened to me. But then with a lot of old people, they will be having a heart attack, and they'll think it's just heartburn or gas, and they don't go, and then they die.
Yeah. So, that's no good. I guess it's better to just go if you're feeling that shit.
Yeah. So that was a weird day, man. There
have been some points where I'm in like fucking really bad pain, but I don't think to the threshold ever where I'm like, I gotta like go to the hospital or dial 911 or some shit. Like there's been times the middle of the night, it's only been like stomach pains.
Yeah.
And I've known it's because I've eaten some shit. Like, yeah. If I was just eating healthy and all of a sudden I like in the middle of the night, I was like, my stomach was killing, I'll be like, something's off.
Yeah.
But if I know I fucked myself up with some crazy ass meal,
yeah,
I'm like, nah, you can't call nobody, motherfucker. This is on you.
Yeah, and stomach's like the one thing where I think everybody just deals with it. It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody's like, it's just stomach shit. It'll pass. But like, it is bad when you're going through it and you got
it is
shitting
bad.
Your brains out or you're throwing up or whatever.
Not even that. Like shitting's one thing, but then there's a point where I'll be laying on my bathroom floor in like a sweat.
Yep.
Like just a cold sweat.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I don't even care right now if I just shit all over my floor and stuff. Right.
I've been
now.
there. I've been in that position where you're like, I literally don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been there.
I'm like, I want to cut open my stomach and just fucking take out whatever is fucking me up right now.
Yeah. Medicine is so big. Like, like there are places that don't have any pain pills. And, like, you know, if you go to, like, rural third world countries and you go to rural areas in third world countries and, like, people will have, like, fucking stage 4 cancer and no way to take the edge off and just be sitting there, like, reeling in pain for hours and hours and hours in every waking moment. It's just horrendous. And I'm, like, you know, I feel like I have a very low threshold for pain. Where
same.
I'm one of those people where, like, I become a whiny bitch real quick. Like, if something's bothering me a little bit physically, like, I feel like I'd rather die than feel this fucking pain. Which, it's amazing to me that there's some people who aren't like that. Like, there are people with high threshold for pain, and I'm like, how do you have that? Because I know how quickly it takes me to just, like... And by the way...
I try to think, but, like, if you break your leg or some shit, I'd be in pain, but I try to think that I'd be, like... Because I've rolled my ankle bad before, and I try to, like, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll walk this off.
I've broken bones before, and it's the worst thing ever.
But do you turn it? It's not like do you turn into, like, you don't turn into a little punk. You're just like...
I cry. Oh, okay. I mean, granted,
yeah.
when I broke bones, I was young. I was like a kid, but... Yeah, I cried. I cried, and then I've had to have stitches a bunch of times, and I cried for that. Yeah.
It's almost impressive, like, because I watched Gordon Hayward shit. I watched Paul George when he broke his leg. They're fucking tough because they didn't cry. They almost, like, I guess, but that type of injury, I think they almost say those bad of injuries, you almost don't even feel it.
Yeah, I think there's a line where if it gets so bad that it's almost like your brain shuts off all the feeling that goes to that part of your body.
Until you look at it and you're like,
yeah, and I don't know I think they have to set that, right? Like, they have to literally, while he's still awake, go, okay, now we're gonna click your shit back in place. Can you imagine that fucking pain? Oh my god!
I hope they fucking put him under, because that shit would be bad.
Oh yeah.
I was at the hospital one time. I was there with my wife. She was like, she had like some pain or some shit, and this old ass lady came in, and they like said the same shit to her that I think they asked you, like, ma'am, like, what happened? She was like, I fell. And they're like, how much pain are you? And she was like, a lot of pain. I was like, you could probably help that lady before you help us. Like, it was some old ass lady, and they just asked her basic questions like how much pain are you? I was like, she's old as fuck, and she's in the hospital. Like, probably just help her. She's probably in a lot of pain.
Yeah. You know, it's funny how they have the system like that. Like, I would hope that if somebody comes into the hospital and they're like, I was a young kid and I felt like I was having a heart attack, so it's understandable that they would hand me the form and say, how bad your pain, and if I listed a 9, then obviously they take everybody who's a 10 out of 10 before me. Like, I get that, but I would hope that if somebody comes in and they're 68 and they're an old dude and they look like they got a red face, like they're about to have a heart attack, and they're like, a heart attack, that person they just take right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some shit like that. Like when I'm at the grocery store, if I've got a good amount of shit and someone comes with like 2 things, I'll be like, yeah, you got it, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's the right move, man. That's the right thing to do for sure.
There's some things I'm not in a rush. Or even like I've been on some shit lately where if like the right exit lane is backed up like a motherfucker, I'll just skirt in the middle lane for dumb long and then like skirt over and cut mad people off.
Oh, you do that, the quick little bump over.
Yeah, 100%. But sometimes if I'm in the right lane, I'll be like, yo, you got it, man. Like, I know you're trying to be a dick, but I do this all the time, so cut in front of me.
Well, see, it's funny because I'm the opposite, but I'm consistent with it. So, like, I get tight when anybody tries to cut in front of me at the end, but I don't try to do that to anybody.
Okay, so then, yeah, you're allowed to.
So I'm consistent with it, yeah. So when I'm like, and this happens all the time, like in that one place by the George Washington Bridge when you're trying to cross over, and
yeah,
like that one shit where everybody exits, and it's like at the end people just like hop over real quick, and I'm like, fuck you. But then again, I never try. But you know what? Sometimes I'm too much of a hard ass because you got to be understanding for people who might not even know that fucking area, and their GPS tells them to go that way or some shit, and then they go that way, and it's like.
You could tell a genuine person who fucked up against a person who like.
Because usually they'll give you something if they fucked up. Like they'll give you a hand, you know, something.
I do that. I'll hit them with like I'll tap my chest and I'm you know sorry.
Yeah. I'm big on that. If I fuck up, then I'm like my bad. You're right. One time recently I was like leaving a parking lot and somebody like pulled out in front of me, but it's clear that cars could come from that way, but I just didn't think they were going to.
Yep.
And so they were like, "Yo," and we didn't crash or anything, but like I had to slam on the brakes, and the person was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Yeah, no, you're right, my bad." Like,
but you got to allow them to.
Oh like, yeah, I let her. It was her. I let her go through it. Like come on, you got it. I was like, "Yep." Give me
that's what I'm saying. No, but then for
lecture.
That person, they got to allow. Like it's got to be over. Like if you know you fucked up and you're allowing them to like agree upon it.
You're right. They got to hit you with something back, like respect for you sitting there and taking this because I'm right and you know I'm right. But like sometimes they don't give you that full feeling of like okay, but they'll hit you with like just a little something that lets you know like okay, I see that you get it, so it's all right. Like they're still trying to be tight, but they hit you with like oh okay, he's being like you could kind of sense in their fucking eye or in their facial expression that they're like getting it, that I get it, so they're like all right, I guess so. Yeah.
And if not. You fucking pull up next to him at the light, and it's like you give him that look, just like I do that. I don't get really mad on driving, but if you are just like if you're driving on the road, like you like anything you do is okay. Yeah, like just going slow, switching lanes or some shit, and you're just cutting people off, just on some you don't know what the fuck's going on shit. Like not you're being a dick, you're just a bad driver. Yeah, you don't know what's going on. I'll pull up next to you at the light and just hit you with some like.
Yeah, the ice grill is always good. Or I'll do the like I'll talk, but not to the person, just like talk out loud, and they'll know what's up.
Yeah.
Be like this fucking moron right here. Like you say something like that.
But sometimes it's like they know whatever you're saying, even if like you're not saying some shit. Like you could be saying something in a totally different direction, but if you pull up next to the car and you're like. This motherfucker.
Yeah,
and then like you look at them, they're like, damn, he heard me say that shit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, by the way, while we were talking about like fucking stomach pains and shit, I had a weird dream last night. I had a dream. I don't remember most of it. I don't remember like 95% of it. But there's one part I remember where I think you, me, and one of our friends was playing cards. But then also showing everybody your dick.
No, I was looking at the cab score. They're about to pull the game.
And then there was another part where I think me and Rush Limbaugh, the right-wing radio host, we're gonna play golf. But like we're sitting on a couch before we go play golf. And I'm like, yo man, you ready to go play? And he's like, he had like a red face and he was like, yeah, I'm ready. And then he turns to the side and starts throwing up. And then he picked up like a garbage can and started throwing up in the garbage can. And then he ran out and kept throwing up. And I was like, well, I guess we're not playing golf anymore. It's a weird dream.
What was I doing in the dream? Just playing poker?
So there was there was a different part of the dream before the Rush Limbaugh part where like I was playing cards, you were playing cards, and our friend was playing cards, and I don't know the other characters who were involved. But then, like, directly after that, it was like, you disappeared, our friend disappeared, and then it's like, cut to me sitting on a couch, a white couch, with Rush Limbaugh.
Sounds like a fucking porno.
Oh my god, imagine it turned into a fucking Rush Limbaugh porno. Ew.
It's you and him on a white couch.
I'd wake up and just want to kill myself. Yeah, but he started throwing up, and I was like, damn. It's weird because, like, I think the reason he was in the dream is because he's like a talk show host. I'm a talk show host. He likes golf. I like golf. And I think that was the connection. That, like,
I could see that.
Yeah, that, like, my brain was like, well, you know, hey, he's a talk show host, you're a talk show host. You both play golf, so that's why you're about to play golf with him. Yeah. It was weird, man.
I've had some good throw-ups before.
Throw-ups?
Never thrown. Yeah.
Only once for me did I throw up, and I felt great after.
You had like a projectile joint once, right?
That was a different time. I didn't feel great after that one.
I've only thrown up once. Didn't you throw up? Okay, yeah, I've thrown up.
No. I was gonna say I only felt good once after I did it. Like the other times I threw up, and it wasn't like relief. It was just like I just threw up, but I still feel like shit type shit. Yeah. That the projectile one I told the story here before. It was New Year's Eve. I took a shitload of shots, and then standing outside with a bunch of people, and I tell them like, "Yo, I'm about to throw up," and they're like, "What? Go over there behind the bushes." And I was like, "Nah." I just went, "Bleh."
Damn.
That was bad.
Threw up on my wife in college, like in bed.
Oh shit!
Sleeping
while you were both sleeping.
Yeah, woke up just with a whole shitload of like pepperoni.
Was it on her face or no?
No, I don't think it was in her face.
It had to be like stomach area.
I feel like you would wake up from that.
Yeah, you'd have to wake up from that.
Yeah, but I think I just rolled over and was just like, oh, what's that? Oh shit, that's no good.
Wow. That's pretty funny though. Sorry, Molly.
It was fucking disgusting. I'm surprised she like didn't leave me after that
one. Yeah, you probably right after that incident and she didn't leave, you're like, okay, this could work really, really well.
Throwup's weird how it's just like you'll consume some shit, it's good, and then you just fucking throw it up and it's not good anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's funny how like there was one time, the time that I threw up and I felt good after it, it was some stupid fucking like college thing, and then I got drunk as fuck and I threw up, but then right after I finished throwing up, I felt like $1,000,000. I was like, oh, I feel amazing now. And then what did I do? I went and ate fucking disco fries.
Oh,
I know. Can you imagine after throwing up, you eat disco fries?
I can't.
Like fucking like gravy on it, cheese on it, ketchup from a fucking cheap ass diner.
Wait, so disco fries is that a style with like the meat and cheese and shit on it? Because someone was trying to tell me that curly fries weren't good, and I was like, you're bugging.
Well, all fries are good. All fries matter. # all fries matter.
There's got to be some fries that aren't good.
Well, there's levels, but they're all good. Like
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, you could say, hey, I like steak fries better than fucking waffle fries or whatever, but you know, they're all good. But no, the disco fries I had were from this, and I don't know if they're the same at every diner or every place where you can get disco fries, but the ones that I had at this place, it was either regular fries or waffle fries with cheese melted on top of it, and then also like gravy poured on it, like almost like the turkey gravy.
This was after you threw up? I would have instantaneously threw up again.
Well, no, I'm a disgusting savage of a human being. Like as I was eating them, I was saying to myself, you are the grossest person on the fucking planet. I'm sitting there eating these fucking fries going, you are the sickest, most disgusting person, and you don't deserve to live. Yeah, it was weird, man. Because most of the time when I threw up, like when I was a kid, I don't know how you were when you were a kid, but when I was a kid, I used to throw up a decent amount of, like I would throw up maybe once every other year or maybe once a year.
Just off some being sick shit?
Just off some being sick shit when I'm young. Like it would happen maybe once a year, once every other year. I also used to get strep throat once a year or once every other year.
Strep throat.
And like that was always the worst when you're a kid and you throw up, and like I would never feel better after I threw up because I would just be sick. It was horrendous, man.
What is strep throat? Is that your throat's just hurting?
It's is it a bacterial problem? Oh, fuck, I gotta look this up now. I don't know if it's viral or bacterial, but it's gotta be fucking bacterial because they give you it's gotta be bacterial because they give you antibiotics for it. But anyway, strep throat is like, it's this thing where you cough a lot and your throat hurts a lot and you have a fever And, you know, after like maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks, if you take the medicine, if you take the antibiotics, it'll go away. But I had that like pretty often when I was a kid. I used to get it all the fucking time.
You know, so weird how like your parents, you would have to ask your parents to stay home from school, and like your teacher or someone would be like, "Oh, you missed a lot yesterday." But if you look back on it, I don't remember shit from high school. No. Like a random Wednesday, if I was sick, and the next day the teacher's like, "Corin, you missed a lot in class yesterday. We went over all of this stuff." It's just like, that day I should have been like, when I'm 29,
I'm going to talk about this to thousands of people.
Yeah, I'm not going to know what even the fuck went on yesterday. So let me be sick.
How many times did you fake sick to get out of school? Because I did that, and it was like literally the happiest days of my life.
Yeah. Well, you just sat home and watched The Price is Right and Maury and Jerry Springer.
Yes. Cartoon Network.
Yeah. And then like when 4 o'clock hit,
Nickelodeon.
Time for me would just be like, fuck, this shit is whack now because everybody else is home too.
That is exactly what I felt, man. That's 100% what I felt. There was something so special about knowing that everybody else is in school and they're like going through the bullshit and they're suffering, and I like game the system and I pretended to be sick and I'm home fucking watching TV going, yes. Like there's that little thing in everybody's mind that's like we're all Cartman from South Park, and like we just got the one up on everybody and we fake sick and you just feel great. But you're right, I would start feeling a little bummy as soon as like 4 o'clock rolled around. As soon as like TRL came on, and I'm like, damn, everybody who was just in class is now home, but those motherfuckers aren't behind. Now I'm here watching TRL and I'm behind and they're all free. Like, fuck.
It's such a different world. Like even when you're older working. Like, so I used to work from home, so I would do shit during the day that, like, normal people don't do. Just, like, whatever, go to the grocery store, or, like, anything people normally do at nighttime, I would do during the day, and it's just, like, a whole different crew of people out, you know? It's just, like, people driving on the road, and you're like, why the fuck are you here? Like, you don't work? Like, you know? It's
what's your situation?
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking of the other day? The whole phase of our life, remember when you would literally lose your baby teeth and then get adult teeth? Like people don't like focus on that enough. Like we literally lost all of our teeth. Like all the teeth that were in our mouth came out of our mouth at one point.
Yeah.
Like our fucking teeth fell out, son. Like our teeth fell out and then we got adult teeth. Like that's a whole phase that happened in our lives that we don't think about at all now. But you remember like when your first tooth came out? And then
I don't remember when like my first tooth came out. But like I feel like I'm making up a false memory when I say I remember putting my tooth under my pillow. Like I know I obviously did.
Yeah.
But I don't remember doing that shit, you know?
Well, I had to have some like they took some of mine out. Like they had some of them fell out, but then other ones got like pulled. Like I went to the dentist and they pulled it.
Really?
Yeah, and that's when they gave me the laughing gas. I was a kid, they give me the laughing gas. And I always thought every time, I think I've mentioned this on the podcast a few times before, but I would go into it going, this time I'm not going to feel it. Like I'm going to let my mind override it. Like my mind is going to fight it. So I'm going to go in there.
Override the laughing gas?
Yeah, I'm going to say, okay, they're going to give me the laughing gas. Because I hated the feeling of the Novocaine. That shit felt horrible.
Mm-hmm.
The numbness of the Novocaine and your mouth feels weird and shit. Hated that. But I liked when they gave me the laughing gas because then you don't feel the numbness anymore and you start like giggling and shit. But I always thought like, no, I'm going to override it, mind over matter. Like I'm going to go in there and even though they give me the laughing gas, I'm going to try to make myself not feel it. And I'm guaranteeing that I'm not going to feel it. But then of course you'd feel it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was always funny to me. Because my dad, but like I got over that shit when I was like a kid after I learned, oh, I was wrong. I can't override it. My dad tried to fucking override it when he was like 40. He went and he got his he had his wisdom teeth taken out and he didn't fill his prescription for the painkillers. And then he said he was walking around at his job and like the pain hit him and he was just doubled over in pain and like couldn't fucking move. He's like, ah. It's like, yeah, you jackass. You thought you could fucking override the pain with your mind? Of course you can't do that.
Yeah, painkillers probably fucking there for a reason.
Yeah. Son, remember the song you mentioned the other day to me that you were hearing that somehow came on the radio?
Which?
I'm going to play it for you right now.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to play for everybody.
Is that your ringtone?
No, I was going to play for everybody the part of the song which made it the reason why we loved it.
Yeah.
So there's this part in the song, guys. It's called "Move Around" from BG. The rapper's name is BG. Who knows what the fuck he's doing right now? But
no idea what the fuck that guy's doing.
There's a part in the song. It's a good song. He's just rapping, and then at one point he gets the song and he goes,
for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, he does it for a long time, and it was because of that it became one of our go-tos in I guess high school, right?
I was just watching Tanked on like Discovery Channel or some shit. They make like fish tanks for celebrities and stuff.
I never heard of this.
They went to Akon's house to make him like a crazy fish tank. And he had some shit on his wall that like he was like a world record for most downloaded ringtones.
Akon?
And I remember when the cell phones you could download a ringtone and your shit was like a ringtone?
Yeah.
I think I had a couple ringtones, and then if you didn't like pay more money or some shit like that, or if your shit expired, it just went to like a generic like orchestra. It turned into like a violin shit.
Oh.
So like I would call people, and before I knew this, it would be like some Mozart shit or something like that. I'll be like, why the fuck does this like hood ass person have this as their ringtone? And it was just because like the regular shit that they paid for like either expired or they didn't like update it.
I had no idea that they charged you like a bunch of times for it. I had no idea.
That shit probably made mad money back in the day because you would pay like $4.99, but then probably like kept paying that shit.
Yeah, and just for a fucking song, that when somebody calls you, they hear a song. Like
that
what?
Shit was like probably played out the fucking songs like crazy. But I think back then is like that was when we would just listen to songs over and over and over again.
Well, yeah, that was
some, like Blink 182 or Sublime shit.
I was gonna say I never lost that. Like some people are good with like, oh, let's listen to. I love this song. Let's listen to this song, and then you listen to it, and then they're like, all right, we're good, we're done. Let's move on. We go to the next song. Me, I'm that dude. You know this. I'm the dude who plays it over 87 times.
I do too, but then like sometimes the 88th time though, that shit is just like the radio sometimes plays it over way too much.
Yeah.
And shout out to fucking there were some people on Twitter that were saying they're gonna make a playlist for me because all I wanted the other day, it was like nice out. I was driving. I had like an hour drive. Mm-hmm. I just wanted like good music, like songs that I wanted. Like I didn't know what songs I wanted, but I know them in my head because there's a lot of songs that I like, and I just wanted them all on a playlist. And like the radio was playing good shit, but I wanted just like continually good shit.
It's funny how sometimes I get a drive and like I'll get like all bangers, but then other times I'll get all like I just have to keep searching.
Sometimes the fucking shit like the radio will be on a commercial for like 20 minutes and then I'll like finally chime in and be really annoyed, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like this has been commercial the whole fucking time, and I get really mad at the radio station. I'm just like, they haven't played one fucking song in this last 20 minutes, when in reality I like wasn't really listening until the last like minute. Yeah,
old school radio is so bad. Like I heard the other day, I had it on for like a split second, and the sound quality was shitty, but then also it had one of those typical, like people, DJs, VJs, or whatever the fuck they call them, video jockeys or whatever, where they're like, all right, coming back from the break, and next we're going to go to Share.
How played out are fucking prank calls on the radio?
Oh my God, I know.
Like if anything's like, so like I just said, I'm the laziest motherfucker, so I'm keep listening to radio just because I didn't upgrade my XM Sirius subscription, so that shit is just infomercials every time it comes on. Sometimes I'll do the audio like the aux shit, which is Bluetooth,
right,
and listen to my podcast.
Yeah.
But if I want to listen to just music, I'll put the radio on in the morning, and I have to change those sometimes because it's just like we've got frat boy gonna call his dentist, and he's like, hey, my tooth's really hurting. And your wife's here too right now, and she's sleeping with me. And the guy's like, what? It's like you've been blasted. You've just been
that shit is like entertainment for like the year 1992. Like that's when that shit was like cutting edge. People are like, oh shit, like oh my god, the frat boy's sleeping with the dentist's fucking wife and shit. But now we hear that and it's just like yawn fest.
No, one I listened to was like a guy called up the bar that only sold wine or some shit, or like wine and liquor, and was like, hey, I was there and I was just trying to get a beer. And he's like, yeah, sorry sir, we only serve wine and liquor. He's like, yeah, but I really just wanted a beer. And the guy was like, yeah, sorry man, and just like hung up. He's like, sorry, I think we just got disconnected. And I was just like, just stop. It's like you're being a dick. Like, and it's not funny. Like, they're not creative.
That's not creative at all.
It's just dumb.
I want this thing you don't sell. Sorry, we don't have it. Nah, but man, I want that. Like,
it was so dumb.
Is there anybody listening to that going, oh yeah, that's so funny? But like, there might be. There fucking might be, because like the fucking like the Big Bang Theory is like the #1 rated show and shit. So,
I tried watching a little of that episode. I think I chuckled at one point. They were like playing ping pong. I chuckled because one, I think it was just so dumb, and two, I think they got me with the background
laugh track. Have you ever seen? There's a clip online of that show without the laugh track, and it's just not funny.
Terrible, right?
What?
It's terrible, right?
It's terrible. Like you're watching it, and you're like, they just say something, and there's like a little break in between when the next person says something. Yeah. But that's the break where they like injected the laughter. And so you're just watching it and you're going, that's so weird. But it's like, that's the kind of stuff. Like, I think of, there's one of my uncles I think of all the time when I think of shows like The Big Bang Theory, because I think he mentioned, like the first season it came out or something, he was like talking about it at some fucking holiday gathering or something. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, it's so funny. And he was talking about like it was great. And then I always think like, oh, that's the kind of person they're appealing to. Just somebody who's very kind of by the book, and they just wake up, go to work, come home. He probably never fucking thinks about anything. Like, it's just a dude who's like, I'm just going to plug into the TV, and whatever they fucking spoon feed me, whatever dog shit they spoon feed me. And it's like, think about it. The whole fucking premise of it, like, we get it. It's not that fucking creative. Like, there are these really hot girls, and they're here with nerds. Oh,
here's an Indian guy.
Yeah. Oh, look at him. Like, whatever. I get it. Opposites attract. See? Oh. It's like, wow, okay.
That's why I have so much respect for people like at work or wherever. It's just like when they have a genuinely like funny story. Like usually a funny story is just some shit that just happened. Like you weren't trying to be funny. Like Big Bang Theory, like playing ping pong and they're trying to make a joke of it. Like funny is like driving on the road or some shit and like some shit happens. Like I fucking had to stop for 5 minutes the other day because a whole fucking swarm of ducks were like crossing the street.
What the fuck?
It was the weirdest fucking thing ever. And I was like, I could probably just run these fuckers over right now and get to where I'm going. Or I could wait 5 minutes and let these dudes cross the street. But I'm really, like, stopped in a vehicle for like, a family of ducks. It was so weird.
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, I wouldn't move, but... Like,
no, obviously, I wasn't going to drive them over, but, like...
But I'd be like, fuck you, ducks. Like, fuck you for ruining my fucking day. By the way, there's an election going on right now as we talk.
I know. What's up? So
there's a bunch of
today's
races.
A big like voting day, right?
Yeah, well, not big. There's some elections going on across the country. Well, you probably don't even know it's mostly local shit. It's mostly.
I've seen a couple commercials talking about.
Well, are you registered to vote where you are now, or are you still registered in New York?
I think I'm here now because I got a new driver's license.
And then you're there. You're probably registered there.
But the only thing I saw was for taxes, and it was like Indiana is next to Illinois, and then there was maybe Wisconsin. And both the governors, one of them was like the Scott Perry guy who looks like his face is like fucking half.
Scott Walker, you mean?
Yeah, Scott Walker or whatever.
Rick Perry's the Texas governor. Scott Walker's the governor in Wisconsin.
Yeah, so it was Wisconsin and Indiana's guy just like shitting on Illinois' taxes. So I don't know if that was one of the topics to vote for or some shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a governor's race in Illinois. I don't think so. Is there? I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm bad with that shit.
I know that there's so the race in Virginia it just ended right before we came on, and the Democrat won there.
Nice.
It was Gillespie versus. I don't even know the guy's name yet. Gillespie lost. He's the Republican. Don't worry, guys. I'll do all my research before the next show. But so he won there. The Democrat won there. And what else? There's one going on. County executive by me. I voted in that one. It's George Latimer versus Rob Astorino.
Okay. Yeah, I know both of those dudes.
Yeah, you've probably heard the names from the commercials whenever you're here.
Yeah. I feel like they've been in the game
they've
for
been
a
in the
minute.
game for a while, in like local politics for a while.
They don't have to fucking leave at any point? Like, no one's like, yo, my man, you've been
here
I think
they're doing like different positions. They've been going through different positions.
See, to me, that just fucking raises a red flag, like right off the bat. Just like he's been in the game for a minute.
That long, yeah.
And he's just finding some other role now. Because the name Astorino sounds like he was like he was a pretty important dude in fucking Westchester for a minute.
Yeah, he's well now they're running for county executive, Latimer and Astorino.
It's almost just like the mob. Like once you're in, you find some other role to do and fucking keep it corrupt that way.
Yeah, sometimes career politicians that gets bad. But there was a race in New Jersey to who's going to take over Chris Christie's seat. Chris Christie's the governor of New Jersey now. He's done. I think they have term limits, so he's gone. So but the Democrat won there. The Democrat won there. In New Jersey, a guy named Murphy, I think, and I was just reading some about his platform. One of the things he wants to do is legalize marijuana. So Jersey's looking for brighter days, at least. But then again, it's not hard to get better than Chris Christie.
Well, that's good that they because Christie was like a strong Republican, right? And now they have a Democrat.
Well, Christie was a Republican, yeah. He was a big-time Republican. He went from being super popular to being one of the most unpopular governors in the country. He was the most popular at one point, and now he might be close to one of the most unpopular.
Good.
Yeah.
Welcome. So some states have like governor races, and others are just like some like lower level shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of local stuff going on.
I feel like that would run at the same time, no? Like every state's governor or whatever.
No, it's not like that. No, but there's a few, I guess, that are for governors, and then there's a lot of local stuff going on. So I'll have a breakdown of that on the next full show. But as of right now, it's a much better turnout for the Democrats. But what's funny is,
it's good.
It's always the smaller ones though, right? Like this is a smaller election, and it's like, oh, the Democrats are doing good, but then like every time there seems to be a big one, it's like, well, they just lost everything.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what's going on in like the weird states like fucking Alabama and all that shit. It's probably still.
Yeah, I don't know how many states there's shit happening in today. There's not. It's not that many, but yeah, I'm curious to see what happens in the one in Westchester County. There was also some weird state government stuff and local government stuff. Like, should there be a constitutional convention? And should there grant land for certain things in upstate New York? But we don't need to get into that.
It's weird. There's so many different fucking things, or ways to get involved in politics. I remember when we were growing up, a couple of our friends, dads were. I think one of our friends' dad was the mayor of the town we were in.
He was on the ballot today.
Oh, was he?
For a different position, yeah.
But it was just strange to me that this dude was old. He's running for some local mayor shit when there's other old dudes who are running to be president. And I don't know. It's just
different levels of ambition and different things they want to do. But yeah, that is kind of funny. I was thinking about that with Latimer today. He's been in local politics. Astorino's been in local politics.
That's what I'm saying. It's just strange. That dude is the same age as some guy
Bryant.
Who's got a lot of fucking no, not like Kobe Bryant, but someone who's high up in fucking Washington politics or some shit like that, and he's got the same experiences as him, maybe more. but it's just like he's running for some low level shit.
Yeah, it's totally different. Like, I saw a tweet, and it's probably true, that somebody said the people who you'd vote for today have more effect on your life than the people in Washington, D.C. That's probably true to an extent. So it's interesting because people don't seem to think of it like that, but at the very least,
what do you mean by that, though?
Well, they mean like, so, you know, you are more effective. So if you live in Colorado, for example, you live in Washington State, like they have legal marijuana.
Yeah.
Their state legalized marijuana. It wasn't the federal government. It was the state government. Mm-hmm. So, like, they have all these kind of freedoms, and some states raise the minimum wage on the ballot, you know, for just the state. So it's like you can vote, the politicians who you vote for on the state level can really affect some of the same policies that Washington affects. Mm-hmm. So if you vote on the state level and you happen to get good politicians at the state level, like in New York, it's a very democratic state. And so, like, one of the things is we set up our own exchange under Obamacare. So the state runs the exchange so that, you know, when Republicans try to tank it, Obamacare won't be totally gone because we've set up the state exchange and the health insurance companies come to the New York State Exchange, health insurance exchange. Whereas there's some states, some red states who didn't sign on to it. And since they didn't sign on to it, when, you know, the Republicans try to gut Obamacare, that shit really affects them because they don't have a state exchange. Everything's at the federal level, and if the government's not doing their job at the federal level, then they're fucked. So state politics does have a big, state and local politics has a big, you know, effect on people. Oh, shit.
Are you watching the Knicks shit?
Yeah.
That's why they just put it on my TV, 114, 113. Score,
yeah. Oh, you get the channel?
No, they're doing
you're on NBA TV.
Yeah, like a tune-in.
Yeah,
but they got 1 minute left. They were down big in this game too.
They were. They did another big comeback.
I've been so hyped.
Oh, fuck.
Damn, you must be ahead of me then.
A little bit, I guess, because they just missed a layup.
Yep, I just got to that point. Yeah. Oh, that was in and out. 45 seconds.
Oh, okay. Nick's got the rebound. 35 seconds left now. Okay. 1 point game, 35 seconds. Nick's with the ball. Ooh, if we win, we're going to be excited. The other night, me and Corin were texting, and we were quite excited because the Knicks did a massive comeback.
It's just fun.
It wasn't anybody.
They beat Indiana.
Oh, Indiana, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was great to see that they were down 19 points with like 3 minutes left in the third quarter. And then they fucking came back in the fourth.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was exciting. It was exciting to see that.
Basketball's been fun right now. I've just been following the Knicks, and I wish I could pay just a fucking partial thing to get just Knicks games. But living out of state, you can't fucking watch. It's just so dumb. I should be able to watch every fucking basketball game.
How much is the NBA All Access pass?
I don't even know, to be honest. But I would just.
That's
I think
expensive.
I would just watch.
Like
it's mad expensive.
The sports packages are the expensive thing for TV packages.
That's why when you told me about that fight the other night, Wilder and whatever, which I saw, you told me to watch the highlights, and I watched the whole shit in one Twitter clip. Like it was like a GIF. It was
I know.
It could have been.
I know, it literally could have been a GIF.
And I asked you before the shit. I was like, "Is it on HBO?" Because if it is, I'm not gonna watch that shit because you got to probably buy it.
Yeah, it was on Showtime.
And they told me Showtime. But if that shit was on HBO and I paid $100 for that, I would have been tight as fuck.
Yeah. If it was a pay-per-view, for sure. But for people who don't know,
that's how fucking pay-per-view fights are sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Tyson was like back in the day. Tyson would just knock a motherfucker out in the first round, and that'd be it.
Paid to go to that fight. So, I mean, like, yeah, there's undercards and shit like that, but the majority of your money when you're going to that fight is to watch the big shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got a knockout, but fuck that. The shit came in like 2 seconds.
For people who don't know what we're talking about, there's this fighter named Deontay Wilder who's like, he's undefeated, but all of his fights except one were a knockout. So he's this kind of like this beast guy. Yes! Knicks by 2. Knicks by 3 with 11 seconds left. Porzingis. Nice. Oh.
Don't tell me they called another timeout. Just fucking play the last 11 seconds.
Oh, Okay, that was good. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, Deontay Wilder is this fighter who knocks motherfuckers out, skis. And everybody but one he knocked out. And that person went the distance with him. His name's Berman Stavern. And so it was a good fight, their first fight. It went 12 rounds, and they fucking traded punches. And it was just a really good fight. And Deontay Wilder won the belt from him. And so
that dude looked
was
out of shape like a motherfucker.
Well, so this was their second fight that Corin's talking about. That shit was over in like 12 seconds. Deontay Wilder just fucking knocked his head off of his body. And that guy was laying on the fucking in the ring like he just got a dragon just blew fire in his ass. Like he was just done. But anyway, what happened, Corin, is they tried to get Deontay Wilder to fight two other people before they decided on this Stavern 2 fight. The problem was the other two people tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. So, like, at the last minute, those fights were canceled. And Deontay was like, fuck you guys. And so what happened was, at the last minute, they were like, call Stavern. He literally only had, like, a month to prepare for the fight. And so
they called that dude from a Kennedy Fried Chicken.
He didn't prepare at all, it looked like.
That shit looked terrible.
Because the first fight, he went 12 rounds with Deontay Wilder.
Did he look in better shape?
He looked kind of similar in the first fight, but he was in good shape the first fight, and he wasn't a slouch. Now he became a slouch because he didn't fucking train, and he just got his fucking head rocked.
They looked like they just went to the block and saw like a 6'6" black dude and was just like, yo, we need you.
Yeah, just fuck up this old fucking unemployed retired dude or some shit.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
imagine
and like Stavern was not a bad fighter, but now he's just over the hill.
It looked like he was like a deer in headlights. Like
yeah.
But imagine going to like a fucking movie paying $15 and the shit is just like 3 minutes long. But it was a dope movie because like the shit that happened in 3 minutes was everything that would happen in a 2 hour.
So now they want... Oh!
Don't tell me they made the fucking tying 3. I'm about to see right now.
Hold on.
They got the rebound.
Nick's ball. Yes! Oh.
Out of bounds on them?
Oh no, did they change the call?
They probably will because they fucking cheat. I don't like Lance Thomas, man.
Oh, I think it's their ball, but they have 1.5 seconds. Can you get a shot off?
Plenty of time. Yeah, Derek Fisher made a shot in 0.4 seconds.
No, what's the rule? Don't they have a rule that like...
Yeah, 0.4 is...
0.4 is the rule? Didn't it used to be more?
Oh, he traveled too. But 0.4 you could catch and shoot. Anything below 0.4, it has to be a tip.
Has that been the rule or no for a while? I feel like it was like 1 point something for a while.
I don't think... Because Derek Fisher, like they did the rule with him when he made like a shot with 0.4, and then it was like the Derek Fisher rule.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, but 1.5 seconds? Damn, this is going to be...
I think they're going to make it. Jordan sponsors their team.
Because we're so used to it. That's why you think they're going to make it.
Oh, that might have hit his hand, though. They're going to...
Let's see.
We'll see. Might have hit Kemba's hand.
We'll take a music break for everybody listening.
Well, Kemba Walker... So the Hornets point guard, when I worked for the Knicks, one time he was at the Garden. I think he was just watching the game or something like that. And I had a friend of mine tell me, because he's from the Bronx, and a friend of mine used to be a teacher in the Bronx. And so he told me like just a random time, he was like, yeah, Kemba Walker, I used to be his math tutor. And I was like, oh, that's what's up. That's cool. And so I saw Kemba Walker, and he was like standing next to me it was college basketball at Madison Square Garden, and he was watching his old team UConn. So I was like, should I say to him right now like that this dude Angel was his math tutor? I was like, I don't think he would lie about that shit. So I go up to Kemba and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna say it. I was like, hey man, like I got a buddy who like said he used to tutor you in the Bronx, and I told him his name. I was like, Angel. He was like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, no, he told me you got blah blah. He like one-on-one sessions, this and that. He was like, nah, it wasn't me. I was like, all right, my bad, man. And then I thought about it after. I was like, I was just going up to him basically saying like, yo, you're a dumbass. My boy was just training you, like used to tutor you in math.
No,
like,
that's not.
He's not gonna like own up to that.
Tutor's not a fucking thing. Like you're
like
dumb.
A math tutor, it could be some. If you're a hood dude, you don't want someone coming up to you like, "Hey, I like my friend used to be your math tutor." If it was like he was your music teacher or some shit, like, yeah, I play the drums, I play the guitar, but it's like, where does it go after that? You know, it's like, oh, so you're not good at math?
You're being too nice to him. He was being a dick. Like
he definitely knew who he was too, and I was tight because I was gonna keep pressing him on that shit.
I thought maybe your boy played you.
Maybe that too.
It was like,
but I don't think he would lie. Maybe he would lie about that shit. What do you got?
Who knows, man?
Paul.
Who knows? Who knows what people fucking lie about?
Oh, Nick's ball.
Oh, that's it. 0.3 seconds. It's over.
Son. Oh, got it.
6-4, son. What? If everybody remembers the conversation, me and Corin said, or at least I said, keep us over 500 and I'm happy. Because we're so used to being so shitty that if we're 500 or more, I'm happy.
You see Dwight Howard, son?
6-4. No, what happened with Dwight Howard?
He's on Charlotte.
Oh shit, that's so weird seeing him with him. He's always underperformed his whole career. Dwight
Terrible,
Howard.
And he's just so athletic and so.
He could have been.
Speaking of like athletic, good-looking black dudes, did you see Tyrese broke down on like Instagram crying like a little baby?
What? No, Tyrese.
Bad.
What was he crying about?
How he has to pay his wife $13,000 in child support every month. $13,000.
Oh, when he's broke, he can't afford that shit?
I don't know if he's broke, but no, I don't know if he's broke because he's made a lot of money. I think he was involved in beats and all this shit. But $13,000 a month will make you go fucking broke.
Yeah.
But you have to see the video. He was like, everyone's clowning him because he was like crying into his phone, and everybody's just like, "Yo, don't do that on camera, bro." Like, he's like, people won't hire me anymore for movies.
Oh, he said that?
And nobody's returning my phone calls.
Oh, shit.
All these celebrity friends saying they're my friends, but nobody's calling me back. It was like, what else do you want from me? $13,000 a month. And I was like, dude, you gotta.
Oh my God, man. Tyrese was the shit back in the day. Tyrese is the dude who I literally would aspire to try to have his muscles.
Wasn't he the background of your phone?
He was literally the back. That made me look super gay. That made me look like I was swimming in dicks on a Saturday night. Like I would just go in the bath and just be like, pour a bucket of dicks on me, please. Like that's what that made look like.
Imagine trying to bag a chick's phone, like a phone number.
Yeah, like, oh, let me get your number. They see Tyrese Gibson shirtless on my phone. Like, oh, that's normal. Yeah, that was, oof, man. But I wanted to have his body because his body was like the perfect proportions, like the right amount of muscle, the right amount of cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like, that's not weird. Like, people put fucking athletes on their wall that are like, you know, guys or something like that. Like,
yeah, like, oh, that's how I want to be. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not weird if you put a guy who's in good shape who's a fucking...
It's a little weird, but we get it. People get it. Everybody gets it. Like, they can clown on me, and they should, but, like, they get it, you know? Like, you can clown on me because I deserve to be clowned on for that, but you get it. Like, I wanted to fucking look like that.
Yeah, everybody's got some weird shit on the background of their phone at one point.
Yeah. I mean, mine now is fucking Tiger Woods, but...
Yeah.
That's because...
Someone, like...
backswing, the position I want at the top of the backswing.
Yeah, so that's some shit that you want. People would say that it's like weird or some shit, but it's like...
Well, the one of fucking Tyrese shirtless is weirder because it's a dude shirtless, and I'm a straight man.
Yeah, but that can almost say you're confident enough that you could put a dude on the back of your phone and just be some G shit.
That's the same shit with Pink. Like, back when I was younger, when I was a kid, I used to literally think, like, that's so stupid for a guy to wear pink because it just looks not right. But then as I got older... Somebody had said, like, no, pink's not... No, it's a confident color. It's not weird. It's confident if a dude wears pink. And then my opinion over time, my opinion flipped on it 100%, where, yeah, I think if you wear pink as a dude, that's perfectly confident, you know? And now I wonder, what was I even thinking as a kid when I was like, no, a guy shouldn't wear pink? What the fuck does that mean? Of course you could wear pink. It's like, what, should a girl never wear blue because blue is viewed as, like, the masculine color?
Yeah, true.
It just doesn't make any fucking sense.
I don't get the whole jazz on sports cars.
I mean, I had one for a little bit, but you're talking.
Yeah, you had the Mustang for a hot minute.
Are you talking about an old one, guys? By the way, it wasn't like a fucking. It wasn't like a 2015 Mustang. No, it was like
that shit made sounds that.
Yeah.
Were just like, dude,
it would fart
something
every
off
time
on your
I got
car.
in.
No, when the brakes weren't fixed on that shit.
Well, was the brakes was the Cavalier, not the Mustang, right? Wasn't the brakes the Cavalier?
No, the brakes were the Mustang too.
Probably both.
Yeah. There's a recall on my Jeep Wrangler right now, and my boy owns the dealership. And so they tried sending like some notice to my old apartment, but now I'm in the house, and they forwarded it to my house, and it was like this bright orange little like piece of paper. And it was like urgent, like recall. And I texted my boy, and I was like, "Yo, is this shit serious? Like, do I have to bring my car in?" He was like, "Yeah, get it to the shop ASAP." Like, I was like, "Are they gonna have to take my car?" He was like, "Yeah, either way, you'll get a loaner or some shit." And I was just like, "But I got to bring my car into the shop." And it was on a Sunday, and I was like, "I'm free right now." I was like, "Can I drive over there? Like, you there?" He was like, "Nah, state law, we're closed on Sunday." And I was just like, fuck, man. Like, I work during the week, and the last thing I want to do is drive this shit over to your fucking dealership that closes at 6.
Yeah.
When I get out of work at like 4:35.
Why don't they do that shit where it's like they split up the week or something? Where like half the population works this day to this day, the other half works this day to this day.
It just doesn't make sense. And then I had a doctor's appointment one day, and they're like, "Yeah, we could schedule you at 2:30 at like 1 o'clock." I was like, "Bitch, I work." Like, yeah. They're like, "All right, you can come at like." I was like, "I could come at like 4:35." They're like, "Oh yeah, doctor leaves at fucking 8 in the morning." Yeah. I'm like, well then I can't come to the doctor. Like, you guys need to be open on some hour shit that is normal for a human being who fucking works.
That's everything is like that. Where it's
dumb.
like, yeah, weekends, nope. Nights, nope. Well, it's like, but wait, that's crazy because I work all week too.
Yeah.
Like, and the only time I can do shit is after a certain time on the weekday.
Like, Sunday shouldn't be every fucking store is closed day. It should be like we're open 24 hours on Sunday.
That's what I'm saying is I don't know why they don't split the week up in terms of like half the population works from one day to another day. And then the other half the population works this day to this day. Where you make it so that like, and even with like night shift and day shift or like evening shift and morning shift or whatever, there's not enough of like everybody's shit is like, oh, 9 to 5. Everybody's shit is 9 to 5. Yeah. So why is it not like half the population is like, no, I'm not on the 9 to 5 shit. I'm on the 5 to fucking 10 shit.
That makes so much more sense. And you see that shit works when they talk about like back in the day when there were gas shortages and all this shit.
Yeah.
It'd be like if your license plate ended in an even number or odd number, you come on this day, come on that day. And I'm sure shit worked well, like.
Well, that was because there was a shortage. We don't want a shortage of anything, but we want to split the week up. If you split the week up, that would make a lot of sense. And 9 to 5, those hours are too long too. People should be able to make the same amount of money and work like less hours. Like there are some places in Scandinavia that have experimented with a 4-day work week for people.
Yeah.
It's a 4-day work week, and people, they're just as productive. Like they do just as much in 4 days as they do in 5 days now.
Yeah, it makes sense. No one works on fucking Friday afternoons anyway.
Yeah, well, so that's the idea. Is you may do 4 days, and I don't know if they add 30 minutes or like an hour to the day in those 4 days, but people are like, I don't care, I'll do it so I can have that Friday off.
But then your Thursday turns into your Friday when it's like Thursday afternoon. You're like, oh, fuck this. I ain't doing work. Tomorrow's Friday.
Well,
we're off.
Probably what we would do. But in terms of most people, they showed that they were able to work the same amount.
Yeah,
they were able
that
to
makes sense.
be just as productive, and you got to get fucking Friday off. So they should try some shit like that, everywhere. But that's the thing is we're so fucking corporate and obsessed with like productivity that people never fucking try it, and it's so stupid. I mean, people would want to try it, but their bosses would never want to try it.
No.
Yeah.
I think it'll eventually happen because eventually all the old bosses are going to die, and it like the millennial kids will be the bosses now, and they'll realize like.
Well, we gotta hope that millennials stick true to what they fucking believe, though, and not like get more conservative with age. We have to hope that that's the case.
That's true.
And by the way, update on the Westchester County race. the Democrat is winning at the moment.
Nice.
But only 12% of the vote is in, so it doesn't mean much. But it's 61-39, which is no joke. So
I remember during the whole fucking Trump Hillary shit
when you were watching everything. Remember?
I was just watching everything.
When Florida was starting to when Florida went to Trump, that was like the first one that it went to him where everybody was like, we weren't sure that was supposed to happen. That I was like, oh shit.
I think I was texting like I think I was always just like we're good, and I think I texted you at one point or some shit, and I was just like, yo, we're still good, right? And you were like, nah, I don't think so, B. Like, and I was like,
I figured it out.
I think I even tried to disregard you because I think my wife asked me like, Trump's not gonna win, right? And I was like, nah, Hillary got this shit. Like, she's obviously gonna come back. It's just like the other states haven't come in yet, and this and that. And then I was like, another state. I was like, let me go to sleep, and then I'll just wake up and Hillary will be president. Like, I think I woke up in the middle of the night and just like checked my phone to like make sure, and it was just like, yeah, Trump's your boy now. And I was like, nah. I'm gonna go to sleep again. Wake up and Hillary's.
I didn't really sleep much that night because I was like live tweeting it and stuff, and I had to prep everything for the next day when I did the show, and basically I was just a wreck because I didn't sleep, and then also like the reality of it sinking in, like that I was right about pretty much everything about how Hillary could fuck this up. She's the only one who could fuck it up. Like I tweeted out a video the other day bragging where I was like, look, I fucking called it. This was like before Trump even got the nomination. I was like,
yeah, you were saying that shit for a minute. Like he can actually win, and I was like, nah.
Well, that's the thing is even mainstream media was like, no, we're not entertaining that thought. But I was like, no, you don't get it. Like he's not a regular Republican. Like I would have taken Hillary's chances against a regular ass Republican. If it was Hillary versus Marco Rubio or Hillary versus Jeb, I think Hillary would have won because they're just as establishment and corporate as her. But she has the thing of like, yeah, it's basically even. We're both like slimy politicians, but hey, don't you want to make history? I'm the first woman, you know? Whereas with Trump, he didn't run an establishment campaign. Like he ran no, I'm going to fuck shit up.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna
he ran like he had a backbone. Those other motherfuckers.
Like I'm gonna break shit. I'm gonna change shit, and he would say shit that other Republicans would never say. Like we're done. We're not gonna do TPP. We're not gonna do NAFTA. I'm gonna keep your jobs in this country. We're gonna make America great again. We're gonna rebuild the middle class. The forgotten man will never be forgotten again. Like he was saying shit like that, and that's not shit. Mitt Romney would never say that. Marco Rubio would never say that. They would just do their stupid ass robotic talking points about cutting fucking corporate taxes or some shit. So he won. I knew that shit could happen because she didn't say anything that was like, oh, we're really excited about you. You know?
It seems like the Japanese president dude is sort of like sucking his shit a little bit. Am I right by seeing that or no?
Well, there was that funny video of like, but people took it out of context, to be fair, where it was like Trump and him were feeding the fish, and then you cut to Trump pouring his whole fucking box into the shit. But then the thing that was unfair about it was Abe actually did it first. He poured his whole shit in there too. But it just looked funny because Trump always looks like a little boy when he's doing shit like that.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, probably. Japan's probably sucking up. You know, dude. He's so easy to figure out. Trump. Like.
Yeah, the guy could just be playing a game with him.
Yeah, all you got to do is suck his shit, and then he'll be like, tremendous people in Japan. Yeah. Like that's all you have to do. Look at what Saudi Arabia did. They fucking rolled out a carpet for him and gave him all these fucking gifts. And Ken Klippenstein, who's a journalist, who's a friend of mine, he reported on that for the Daily Beast, a list of all the gifts that Saudi Arabia gave to Trump. And like, lo and behold, wow, Trump approved a $110 billion weapons deal for them. He used to say that Saudi Arabia is responsible for fucking 9/11, and then now he's fucking sending them weapons because they sucked his shit.
Did you see they reported that Osama bin Laden was like watching the Charlie Bit My Finger video and all this shit?
Yeah. I saw that some more files, like they leaked more files on like what was going on with him, like in his compound.
Oh, it's so crazy.
Yeah. Was it true one of them, he had like ass like pics or some shit too?
That would be pretty funny. I hope nothing ever happened to me, because if they searched my like TV records and search records, that I was just watching Arthur the other day. The Halloween special they had was popping.
There's nothing embarrassing about that.
Yeah, no, true. I'm a big fan of Arthur. Probably some of my searches are weird.
I mean, come on. You think there's not a dude in America who wants his fucking search history?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, nobody does. Even if they're like Ted Cruz and they're watching boring, regular-ass porn.
Even outside of porn, I don't know, like, just sometimes I'll click on a link or some shit, and it's just dumb as fuck, and I'm just like, that was pretty dumb.
Yeah, most of my shit is just news shit.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? I cut you off there.
Does your iPhone do that shit with the eye now that turns into the question mark?
No, because I don't have the X.
I don't have the X either. I have the 8.
And it happens on yours?
I guess, yeah. I mean...
Let me try. So if I were
to... It doesn't happen to my eye, but if you send me a text that says, like, I went to the supermarket or something like that.
No, it's a regular eye.
No, but did you send it?
I will. Hold on.
Because I think on my end it turns to it's annoying as fuck, but I've sort of gotten used to it.
Should get through in a second.
Nah, that shit worked.
It worked for me, right? It's
yeah,
fine.
It's weird.
Yeah, I never had an issue with that. But what I do find is certain emojis, if I send them to people, it's a question mark now. But that's just because I don't think they updated their phone. They have to update their phone because I updated it. Like, I did the most recent update. Now there's some new emojis.
No, that's what... Nah, I think that's what they tell people, but I think is one of the fuck-ups. Whenever that question mark comes up in, like, the box or whatever, something's fucked up. Like, I don't think it's new emojis.
Well, the reason why the person didn't get it is because there was, like, a fucking T-Rex emoji that's new, and they didn't have a T-Rex emoji on their shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't update my phone yet because I heard it fucks up your phone.
I'm a grown-ass man sending emojis. Like, I just realized, like, I'm talking about sending a T-Rex emoji.
Son, I'm telling you, all this shit is conspiracy. My wife wanted me to get a fucking flu shot. I got a flu shot, and I fucking had a crazy virus.
No,
that
you're
shit
good, man.
Kills you. Just like when you update your iPhone, you fucking fuck up your iPhone more, so you got to get a new iPhone.
No,
keep getting flu shots, and that's why we die.
No.
It
is funny that some people, when they get the flu shot for like a few days, they'll feel like shit.
I was done, son. Like, and I don't get really sick, but like that. So I got it at night on Thursday. Friday, like midday at work, I was sweating. I was feeling a little like not good. At that night, Friday night, I couldn't move. Like I couldn't move. I was drenched in sweat.
Yeah.
And then I woke up. I couldn't really sleep. And then in the morning, I got up like 8, 9 o'clock, and I felt good again.
Yeah.
Like I had to like shake it off.
Yeah.
But like fuck that, man. Like I'm getting some
now,
shit
like,
to prevent me from getting this shit, and you just gave me it.
But the way they do it is that's like, so they didn't give you the flu. They gave you like the shell of it. So like
I don't
now if you get the
something.
real one, now if you were to get the real one, you wouldn't get sick. Even if somebody with the flu shat in your face.
I even doubt that shit. Because like if someone had the flu and they were fucking sneezing in my face, I'm gonna catch that shit.
No, you're not. Now you're not, because you were just protected.
I got
from
a fucking shield on me. Why don't they
yes,
have that?
Yes, you do.
Other
You were
shit?
immunized. You were immunized from it. So what that means is now
why
your body.
Can't they take cancer out of somebody and fucking give me some low level shit so I never get it if like I were to get it?
Cancer is not a virus. Cancer
or HIV or some shit.
Well, all these things don't work the same, but now you're 100% guaranteed to not get the flu this year. There's no way.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but with that shit I am. Fuck the flu virus, fuck phone updates.
Nah, man, vaccines are good. They're good.
Because if they can do that shit with the flu, why the fuck can't they do that with everything, with chickenpox?
Because not everything is viral. Not everything is viral. Not all the problems are viral. And they do have it. Wait, do they have a chickenpox vaccine? I think they might now. I don't know if they do. They have a lot of vaccines. They do. Like, when we were kids, we got, I don't know how many we got, maybe 11 or 12 fucking different shots.
Like
now the kids get like fucking 30 or some shit.
It seems like the flu virus one is like the Air Jordan of fucking, like, shots. Because, like, CVS does, it seems too corporate.
Wait, which
and
one
shady.
did they give you? They gave you the under the nose shit?
No, they put a shot in my arm.
Oh, an actual shot in the arm, okay. There's different ones. There's different kinds of ones.
The lady was just like, yeah, your arm's going to hurt a little bit. Like, She didn't tell me I was going to be dead the next day.
And I don't think everybody has that reaction. I mean, some people do. I mean, but you're good now. You're safe now. But I hear you. That's fucked up. But that's the thing. Like now, if you don't get it the next year, and because of your job, you're always out there and talking to people and shit. Then you might actually get the flu. You know what I'm saying? Whereas this year, now you won't. Or the flu vaccine, they say it's like, I don't know, 80 some odd % effective because the flu obviously changes year to year a little bit. So sometimes it's not as effective, the flu vaccine, but it is good. It is good. I know it seems like it's weird because you were sick for a night.
It seems too corporate. It seems like there's too much, like people get too excited about it. Like, come get your flu shots today. Like jobs do that shit. Like, come down to the fucking.
And by the way, what's funny is I believe in vaccines. I didn't get it. You don't believe in vaccines. You got it. Just to me though, just the flu shot one to me seems too weird because they make too like everywhere makes too big of a deal about it. Like you're driving by some random building and like you'll see a sign in the front, like someone holding a sign like flu shots here today, and it's just like, now hold up, why the fuck? Why are you telling me that? Like, tell people that in that building. It seems like that's the shit that they put into us to become zombies. I mean,
I'm telling you, bro.
If the government were to ever try to kill us, I mean, it's obvious that you do it through a vaccination scheme. But I'm not saying they're going to do that. I'm just saying that that's how you would do it.
Why is every fucking Walgreens and local fucking pharmacy telling me that today's flu shot day? Like,
nah, look, man, I'm no fan of fucking big companies or big pharma or any of that. But that shit, that's good that you got a vaccine. It's good.
Do you believe in any fucking conspiracy shit? I think if you keep upgrading the iPhone, it fucks up your phone more than it helps your phone.
Do I believe in any conspiracies? Yeah, of course I do. Everybody believes in some conspiracies. There's some that have been proven. Fucking Operation Northwoods but Bay of Pigs is another one that was proven. Yeah, I think the JFK one now, I'm almost certain it was on some level a conspiracy.
Like an inside job type of shit?
Yeah, I used to not know. I used to just kind of be agnostic about it and be like, I don't know what the answer is, but, you know, like even with some of the files were just released the other week. They were automatically scheduled to be released, and, like, there was some information in them, like, where apparently there's a line about how the government was talking internally about how there was more than one shooter. About how there was a fucking bullet hole in the windshield or something. But
do people even care still at this point of the JFK shit?
I don't know if they care, but I think it's a majority of the public that says, oh, no, motherfucker, it was not just Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah,
think about how that shit unfolded. Like, first of all, one of the big things everybody points to is the way his head moves in the car. Like, they said he got hit from behind him, right? But his head moves like this. So they say, no, you don't understand, because the way the velocity fucking happened, that it went this way, and the exit wound made the head go back this way. Mm-hmm. But no, if you watch it, that's why the grassy knoll was the conspiracy. Like, oh, up front, somebody hit him from that way because his head goes like this. So, like, just the way his head moves is part of the conspiracy. But there's many different levels to it. I mean, another thing, they said, oh, they had a bullet on the gurney and said that's the bullet that killed him. The bullet was not scratched, was not fucking, discombobulated at all. It was just like a fucking bullet. They're like, oh, we found the bullet. It's right here. And, the fact that he got killed, that Lee Harvey Oswald got fucking killed.
Yeah.
Like, as he's walking and being transported from one place to another place, somebody comes and fucking assassinates him.
That's pretty shady.
This is not... It just seems so... There's so much shit that went on, and... Of course, JFK and the CIA they were going at it. Like, JFK despised the CIA, and he wanted to make changes at the CIA. And the CIA, at the time especially, was doing coups all over the fucking world and overthrowing governments left and right in South America and everywhere.
Yeah, that was.
And then what? So we're supposed to think, no, they definitely would draw a bright red line and say, we're never going to do that in the U.S. It's possible they do it in the U.S., of course it's possible. If they think somebody's threatening their power and their existence, maybe
doing
they
that
do
shit.
It. And then they frame fucking Lee Harvey Oswald.
They frame Roger Rabbit, too.
They frame Roger Rabbit, of course. Son, we're 6-4, man.
I know.
We're
that's
fucking
crazy.
6-4. Wow.
It's a good feeling when the fucking Knicks are doing well, man.
Yeah, it is.
Like, even if you're not a Knicks fan and you don't know it, when they start doing well, you're going to know
getting
it.
Good feng shui, not even realizing it. Your feng shui is on point. Son, let me tell you, my bad. I just got to get this out first because I want to hear your reaction to it. Trump's order at McDonald's. I have his order here, his go-to.
Wait, he fucking like came out with this shit, or is this like a made up thing?
This was a report that came out this week. So apparently, like, the president's supposed to just eat from the chef, his own chef that makes him whatever he wants. Like, that's the whole thing about being the White House chef. You got to make whatever the president wants. So the chef tries to recreate McDonald's for him because he wants McDonald's, and he took a bite of it. He's like, I don't like it. It's not like McDonald's, and so he makes one of his bodyguards go get a McDonald's. And so he usually gets a quarter pounder with cheese, no pickles, and extra ketchup, and apple pie for dessert. And he gets fries with it, obviously, too. What do you think of that order?
Just straightforward fucking bitch order.
That's not, like, he doesn't get a lot. I kind of thought he'd get more than that.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a light order, but yeah.
Like, a quarter pounder with cheese, fries, and apple pie, and an apple pie.
But McDonald's is like that. It's either you get a meal and that's your thing, or you get like 7 things off the dollar menu. You're either one or the other type of dude.
But I'm saying, like, the quarter pounder is that's I mean, it's obviously bigger than like the dollar menu cheeseburger. The quarter pounder is a little bit diesel. Is it like a Big Mac size?
I think so. Yeah, it's comparable.
Yeah, I thought he got more than that. I mean, he's a fat ass. I thought he'd get more than that.
Yeah,
like I mean, this order, I could house this order like and throw it in McChicken easy.
I think by the time you got to McChicken, if you ate all the fries and ate the quarter pounder and drank some of your soda, you'd be like, I don't think I could eat the McChicken right now. It's a lot when you break it. When you break it down, that's pretty decent.
I mean, you've seen me back in the day. I used to literally get like 2 McChickens and 2 cheeseburgers.
But that's what I'm saying.
Fries.
There's 2 types of people. There's a guy who looks straight at the menu, who knows his pockets are all right, or those dudes who look at the fucking dollar menu and end up spending the same amount.
Yeah.
But think they're getting a better deal because like, nah, I just got 7 things off the dollar menu when you're getting just a burger and fries.
I think there was one time when I got 5 fucking things off the dollar menu like that, like 2 cheeseburgers, 3 McChickens, and I ate it all.
That's impressive.
But then it's funny because I peaked probably at like 19 or some shit, and then it slowly got less. So it went from like I got 5 things one time, then it was like 4, then it was like 3.
Yeah.
Now if I go now, I get like maybe 2.
That's the same with me. I get 2 burgers and a fries.
Yeah.
Wendy's, I just get 2 single burgers and a value fries.
And then maybe one time at some point we'll have to go down to 1. Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna be that
wrong.
dude. Yeah, I know.
But
yeah, I mean, I could see his order is just straightforward. Like, let me get a number 7. I just combined it like Bill Clinton. And
that's every president from like Woodrow Wilson and on. You just did. That's the mix of every president. That's their voice.
Damn.
I actually ate. So you had White Castle before this, but I actually ate healthy today. I went to this place. Have you ever had food from a place called Dig In?
Nah.
Okay, so this is the first time I've ever eaten there.
Mm-hmm.
It was really fucking good, man. Like I was.
Is it a chain?
Like, I think it is. I don't know how many there are though. There can't be that many because maybe there is. What the fuck do I know? But I went in there and I was almost like saying to myself like, whatever, Kyle, force yourself to eat healthy. And I went in there like, okay, here I go. I'm gonna eat healthy. Here I go. So I had brown rice. Like this fucking little bit of like kale salad.
I fucking hate those kale salads, man.
And I had roasted sweet potatoes.
Those are okay.
And I had this grilled chicken, but they said it was like chicken thighs or some shit, but it was like it wasn't on the bone. It was like, I used a fork to eat it or whatever. But I ate it and I was like, holy fuck, man. It was really good. I was amazed at how good it was. And I was like, I could eat this healthy food like all the time.
But were you full? Like, was it filling?
I was 80% full. I was full enough where if I just force myself for another 20 minutes or 30 minutes to not eat anything else, then I'll be all right. But, like, it wasn't, like, right when I'm done eating that I'm like, oh, I'm full. It was like, you know, I was like, oh, I
You were
could eat
satisfied.
more, but I'm just gonna not eat more. It wasn't bad. I was happy.
How'd you find out about the place? Did you know it was just like a healthy place?
My friend had told me about it, and I never even really had considered going in it. But when I went to vote earlier, there was one right there, and I was like, yeah, or whatever. Let me just force myself to eat healthy and see what happens. But I'm happy I tried it because now I'll have it more. It is a little expensive, though.
That's what I'm saying. Usually spots like that. That's the thing about eating healthy is like, one, you're not going to get something that fills you up like crazy. And 2, it's going to be pricier.
Yeah, that's true. And I haven't had. There's another place called Chopped, which is
Chopped. That's what I thought you were going to say.
That shit, but that's mostly just salads. And like, I'm not a salad person. And then also, a little known fact that everybody needs to know is salads are more likely to give you food poisoning than any other food. Like most people would have guessed, like it's like a steak or something. No, it's salads, because there's more fucking whatever bacteria and whatever on salad than anything else.
Well, someone once told me that a Caesar salad's really not that healthy.
Well, yeah, the way that most places make it, they drench fucking dressing on that bitch, and just it's a hell of a lot of calories.
Croutons and shit like that.
But, you know, it's all relative. If you're fucking wolfing down burgers, then, of course, if you have a Caesar salad, it's going to be healthier than having the burgers.
True.
But I haven't tried the Chopped place. Maybe I'll try that next.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard Chopped is okay.
And I think I'm going to, you know what? Rogan swayed me. I'm going to definitely try the hot yoga thing.
Yeah?
I'm going to try that, man. But I'm a little scared, though, I have to say, because, like, I don't respond that great to heat. Like, I used to, but now I don't. Now, as I've gotten older, like, I'm more, like, I like cold more than heat. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, and they're over 100 degrees, the rooms. And, like, it's over 100 degrees, hot. And you gotta, it's 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's a little OD.
It's really...
And you're doing shit.
You're
like, it's
doing
not like
shit.
100 fucking degrees and you're chilling.
Well, yeah, so, I was hoping that there's ones that were less time, but no, they're all that.
90 minutes? That's a long time.
Yeah, and I'm like, I want to do it, but I literally feel like I will tap out like 40 minutes in, and I'll be like, I can't do it. And that's just embarrassing. Yeah. You have a room full of like 40-year-old moms, and then there's me like, I'm done here, guys. Anyway, see ya.
That is probably a bad feeling when there's like just old ass women like still doing this
chilling,
shit.
Doing their thing, and I'm like, all right, I gotta go.
That's what I don't get. Is sometimes I've done like a cycling class, and I'll be like struggling a little bit, and they're like, all right, go faster and up on the bikes, and I'm like, nah, man, I can't. And then just like some old ass lady,
that
like,
shit, man. Like there was one time I'll never forget. A friend of mine in college, we were working out, and this was at like the peak of me working out. But he's just a lot stronger than me, like just a lot stronger. So we were benching, and he gave me a weight that was like a lot of weight, and he had me doing it, and I was down at one point. And he was like, all right, push. And I was pushing, giving everything I can. He's like, come on, man, just push harder. And I was like, I literally can't fucking lift this. So he, like, helped me put it back. I was like, listen, man, we can't be doing this. Because, like, you got to, like, when I say, like, I can't do it, I'm not just saying that. Like, that's me literally explaining the reaction my body is having. That's not me bitching out. That's me saying, yo, if you don't fucking help right now, this shit might kill me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But, like, when people are hard asses and they work out, like, hard, they think it's all a matter of will. Like, no, motherfucker, if you give me more weight than I can lift, it's not just a failure of my will, it's that I'm about to fucking kill myself here. So
something
I don't like that shit.
Probably relate to the fucking, like, most is I was never good at hitting a golf court, like a golf bar at the driving range. Mm-hmm. And then, like, a little fucking, like, 6-year-old would come up and fucking wail the shit mad far. And, like, this was in the prime when I would be working out and shit. And I'm like, nah, that's not physical. Like, I should be able to slaughter that shit further than this little fuck. But, like, no, you can't,
That's golf, man. Golf is fucking...
But that's, like, with anything, Like,
it's addicting for that reason.
Like, it's not a matter of strength. It's a matter of, like, the precision of hitting the ball and shit like that makes it go further, which is, like, the same thing in CrossFit sometimes. It's like it's not about the strength. It's just the movement
and doing it
more important,
And doing it, like,
if
you just keep doing it, like, then you're gonna be able to do it. Yeah.
Like for you, there'd probably be brolic ass dudes at the golf course. Like that. They'd be
Yeah,
like,
muscles mean
hey,
nothing
babe,
in
I
golf.
could fucking
Yeah.
slaughter this. And then
Muscles
you're over
mean
there
nothing. The longest player ever on the PGA Tour, like the legend, John Daly. He had a fucking giant beer belly. He's not tall. He's like 5'8". Like, so if that guy's ripping it far, and then there's other guys that the long drive, tall, skinny motherfuckers. Some of them are jacked, but you don't have to be jacked to hit it far.
Tiger's actually pretty jacked.
Yeah, Tiger.
I told you he worked out at my brother's gym one time, right?
Yeah, but he was a dick on the way out, right?
His ass, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's sad. But he did a podcast recently. It was really interesting.
Tiger did?
Yeah, he did a podcast. That guy Gino, you'd probably know him. I don't know of anybody else who know Gino or
Ariema?
Yeah, that guy. That guy has a podcast now.
Coach.
And
really?
Charles Barkley was on his like first one or some shit, and Kyrie Irving, and then now he just did one with Tiger. Tiger spoke for like, a long time, over an hour, and he was pretty open and honest about stuff. It was really interesting.
He asked him about like the infidelity shit, or he didn't really get into all that?
I don't know if he got into that, but he got into a lot of stuff that I didn't think they would get into. Like Tiger was a little more open than usual. Yeah. But then again, Gino did not ask him about the whole fucking like, hey, remember when you were zonked out on Percocet and like falling all over yourself?
That's the shit that they should be asking. Like,
yeah, but to be honest though, I mean, it probably is the case that before they went into it, Tiger was like, "This is the one thing we can't talk about."
Yeah, so, but I hate when these fucking celebrities go on shows and they're like, I don't want to talk about that.
That's not keeping it real. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
People lose so much more fucking respect for you when someone goes on a show and they're like, "Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that." It's like, all right, so get the fuck out of my face. That's the only reason I want to hear you talk right now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that is would be the most interesting thing. Whatever the fuck he would have to say about that would be more interesting than anything.
All these people would do, like the Jersey Shore people, like where they would be on a show or some shit, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I don't really want to talk about the Jersey Shore." It's like, all right, so get the fuck off my show. Yeah,
like why? You're the Jersey Shore guy. Like, do you not get that? Like, that's your whole claim to fame. Yeah. Like, you don't get to come in there. It's like if I sat down for an interview somewhere and I'm like, I don't want to talk about politics. What? Like, but that's nobody gives a fuck what you have to say about anything else, so it doesn't matter. Oh man.
So wait, so you think I should fucking bring my car in? Are those?
Yeah, you have to, man. You have to. I mean, it's the worst thing in the world that you got to do some shit, but yeah, you got to do it.
Fuck. But like, if it's their fuck up, they should drive to my house.
Son, there's no justice in the world. I hear you, because that's exactly. I've had that shit on my on my car too, where I needed to bring it in, and like that was my exact reaction. My reaction was like, wait, no. Y'all fucked up. Like, you come here.
Yeah.
But they just don't. Of course they don't. They can't. So
that doesn't really work anywhere else, where it's just like, hey, man, I fucked up, but you're going to have to do something for me.
You're right. Yeah, like, my bad and all. I fucked up, but here's what I need you to do. Like, wait, no, but you just said you fucked up.
That's like going to a restaurant, the chef being like, sorry, man, I really fucked up your food. It tastes disgusting. But you're going to have to go in the kitchen now and make me some food. Like, what?
You were going to say something before. You remember what it was? I think I cut you off and I wanted to talk about Trump's McDonald's shit.
Oh. No.
While you're thinking, I'm going to play Nah. I don't know when it is in this song, though. Oh, it's coming now, actually, I think.
It's like midway through.
Oh, is it?
I think after this verse. No, before his verse.
Before this verse? No, I think it's towards the end, man.
It's this guy who does it, though, right?
Yeah, it's the same person the whole song.
Is this his only verse, or he sings the whole song?
He does the whole shit.
Oh, okay, so maybe later on.
This shit is hot, though.
It is a hot song. That shit must have been so much fun to like be a hood person living in the hood during this time in New Orleans. You know?
Oh, that shit was terrible. They got like killed with Katrina.
No, I mean like minus killings.
Oh, fuck. I can't keep listening to it to try to find it. Sorry, guys. You'll find it if you listen to it. BG, move around.
Yeah, do yourself a favor and listen to it.
You're welcome. You can thank me later.
Yeah, for real. Lil Wayne was at a Portland Trailblazers game the other day.
Was he?
Supposedly he had a heart seizure or some shit.
Oh, he's been having problems, but I don't know. Is it because he has a medical condition, or is it because he always does a shitload of drugs?
Probably because he's probably a combination.
It's one or the other. He either has, what's that thing called where they get seizures a lot? Epilepsy? Yeah, I think he either has that, or he's just from doing so much fucking lean and shit. He's just
really?
seizing out. Yeah.
He should get the fucking epilepsy virus vaccine shot.
There's some things that, like,
Vince Carter's still in the NBA. My bad to cut you off.
He is?
Yeah, he's like 90.
Oh my god, that's amazing. He's been playing since the 90s.
I'll give you 2 guesses of a team he's on. You'll never guess unless you know.
I really want to get
the
this.
Most obscure shit. You're gonna be like, he's on that team.
The Kings?
Yeah.
What?
The Sacramento Kings.
How did I get that? I was thinking. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to everybody. I looked earlier on NBA.com to see what games were tonight, and I knew that the Kings were playing, but I didn't. Yeah. There's still a bunch of games, so I got lucky to pick the Kings.
That was a good ass guess. Yeah. That's pretty random, though, right?
That is random as fuck. Because he was playing. I mean, he was back in the day when when the Kings were good for like 32 seconds, and it was Mike Bibby and
Vlade Divac, Chris Webber.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Doug Christie was on that team.
Was that like 03 or like 06?
I want to say like 2000s or some shit, or
like early 2000s, like
because the Lakers were beasting then too, because they were going back and forth.
I feel like the Kings were a little bit after though, like
probably,
after Kobe and Shaq. I feel like, but maybe I'm wrong. But yeah,
I think
Vince Carter has played for like every team in the league. There's some players who played for like every team in the league.
Before Vince Carter was on Memphis, if I had told you he was on Memphis, you would have been like, nah, he's not on Memphis.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said. I would have said there's no way he's on Memphis. What was I saying before we start talking about Vince Carter? I totally forgot.
Oh, fuck, man. My bad.
And we don't even smoke weed. And we just forget shit.
Oh, fuck. What? It wasn't the BG shit, right?
No, it was after BG. We were talking about some shit. That's all right. No big deal.
Fuck. No, because I feel like it was like something we wouldn't have forgot. That's why I said that.
Yeah, but it's
my bad.
Right. Nah, whatever. It's all good. It couldn't have been that important, or else I'd be fucking remembering it and saying it. There was this story that my friend sent me. It was how in Kenya a photographer took pictures, like was able to catch like 2 male lions fucking, like gay lions, and so the photographer took pictures of it. And then there are like religious leaders and politicians in the country that like flipped out about it, and they were like, "This is demonic," and you know they would never do this. They maybe learned this from seeing like foreigners do it, like from seeing people have sex, and they're copying the people. How sad is that when they're like taking offense at 2 lions fucking like male? That's
fucking terrible.
Yeah, like
they're gonna punish the lions.
Yeah,
like
literally one of them.
Doing.
Yeah, I think one of the politicians was like, "We're gonna punish them. They need to be like isolated or some shit."
That's insane.
Yeah, and then apparently there's a rumor that in some countries, they literally like in zoos, if animals act gay, they kill them. Like they'll kill them in certain countries.
What?
Like they're gay, you gotta kill them.
Son, speaking of that shit, lately, even before the podcast, one of my dogs, my male dog, he starts humping this white blanket he has now. He's been ODing lately.
But he's neutered, right?
I think he could still ejaculate.
So then he's not neutered, right? Does he have balls?
He doesn't have balls.
So then he's not neutered. So then he is neutered. I'm sorry. If he doesn't have balls, he is neutered.
I think he's neutered.
So then he's not coming. He's just fucking.
I don't know. That shit feels wet sometimes when I pick it up. No, I think my wife told me he can't ejaculate.
So, but then when you're neutered, can you not ejaculate?
I don't know. We'll circle the wagons back on this shit.
Circle the wagons back on dogs nutting.
No, but so like maybe 2 weeks ago, I was laying on the couch and their dog bed is behind the couch, and I heard like a knocking. It was like a knocking sound, and I was like, "Is some shit going on outside or something?" And then I looked over the thing, and he was like humping this white blanket, and he's been doing this shit all the time now. So I try and stop him from doing it, but then I feel bad. I'm like, I should just let him do his shit. But then again, I got to stop him because it's sort of weird.
It's a fucking blanket. Let him keep going. Who gives a fuck? Let's see.
Yeah, you think let him do this shit? But he's been doing it a lot now.
Well, let him get his nut. Who cares? Oh shit!
And they also say if you stop them in the middle of doing it, they get really like.
It says neutered males can display erections and ejaculate like intact males. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean he still has a ding dong. He pees, and that shit gets hard.
Yeah, but nutting and peeing isn't the same thing. Oh, it says less than 5% of the volume of ejaculate is made of sperm, so they could still nut, but it's just not going to impregnate. That's the idea.
Yeah, so he's still nutting on that shit.
Oh my god.
It's like this weird red look in his eyes, man. This shit is scary as fuck.
Well, how do you think you look? How do you think guys look in general when they're fucking? They look the same. Yeah, like we
but what does he think he's humping? It's just a comfy like blanket to him. It just feels good.
Just good. He's like close enough, close enough to like doggy pussy, and he's just fucking.
But I have a girl dog too.
Maybe
he doesn't try and hump her.
He never tries to fuck her. Maybe he's gay. Maybe he thinks it's like male doggy ass.
Yeah, maybe. Or I don't know. I think maybe he thinks the girl is maybe like his sister type of shit.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably what it is. Like
because they've been together for so long.
This bitch, fuck her. With that blanket right there. Damn. Yeah.
It's fucking weird though, man. I'm just like I'm sort of weirded out by it. That I'm like, it's just weird seeing that shit.
Have you ever had a dog hump your leg or no?
I think once at like a friend's house, and like I think like there were other people around, like the parents or something, and I don't want to be like, oh, get the fuck off me, so I had to hit them with like the ha ha ha, and they're like, oh, John, get off it.
It nutted all over your leg.
Yeah,
like, oh, that's laughing. So funny.
Well, there's a fucking commercial on my TV for house laser tag. You remember when they had that? Did you ever play that?
Yes.
I think it was. Did Nerf come out with it? And you put the thing over you here.
I had that shit. Yup.
Oh, that shit was so hot.
Did you ever have the duck hunting shit too, or no? I had the duck hunting shit. You turn the lights off, and it projects against the wall, and then you shoot the thing at the ducks.
I think I had that, but I also had a gun with my old Nintendo, not Super Nintendo, like Nintendo.
Yeah.
There was a duck game.
And you would shoot the screen.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that's hot. I remember our arcades from back in the day. The arcades from back in the day were fun.
Yeah. I mean, they still have shooting games, like.
Yeah, but do arcades still fucking exist? Like, people go to arcades ever anymore? Probably not. I mean, you have a fucking Wii at your house and shit.
They have bars now that are like there's a spot. I think it's in New York City or Chicago or Kansas City, one of the three. It's called like Barcade.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and you go and you drink and
it's
you.
All, yeah,
that's actually a good idea because then you get people that are like our age to want to go there.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you don't just sit there and drink and feel like an old person. You also can fucking play video games.
Yeah, I think it's more of a popular thing coming up now, like just having old school video games. There's like they have like the Mortal Kombat, they have like Mortal Kombats, but even old school shit like Galaxy. I never played that famous game.
Yeah,
like
me either. I never played.
You know
that
what I'm talking about? The green shit.
Do, yeah.
Galaxy X or something. The Ninja Turtles game is in there.
I've never. Isn't it cool how there's like some games where there's like pro circuits? Did you know that there are some video games that like they're like pro tournaments? Like you could be a pro at certain video games.
Street Fighter probably has to have that shit, right?
I don't know. I know that it's mostly computer games. I think that they're like pros, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's also other shit too. But it's just, I can't imagine they make that much money, Like, certain things took off, like poker took off. You can make a shitload of money playing poker. But, like, if you're a pro video game player, you can't be.
I know Madden was huge at one point, like, playing online. There was actually a kid from, like, our friend, Greg F. You know what I'm talking about? Played soccer with us in middle school. Well, I'll tell you after. But
tell me after.
He was like surprisingly very good at Madden and played in like Madden tournaments and would like win money. And Madden's a game that like everyone played everyone was fucking good at. That was
a big one, yeah. But I think like Vice has done some like clips or documentaries on like these pro video gamers, and it's really interesting. But what you find is that they literally play nonstop.
Yeah.
Like to be a pro at one of those things, it's like, that's all I do. Like, I wake up and I do that, and then I go to
jobs
sleep.
and shit, though.
What's that?
Do they have, like, regular jobs?
No, these are pros, so they do that, and they make money doing that. But, like, they play it all day, but it's not like they make that much money because there's not that much money to be made in that kind of a thing, you know? It's like something has to take off before you can make a lot of money in it. Like, poker took off, and it took off because of the hockey strike. So, like, that was playing on ESPN instead of the fucking hockey games. And, like, true. That shit took off with Chris Moneymaker and the 2003 World Series of Poker. But, like, certain things, like, before Tiger Woods, the golfers didn't make that much money. Like, they made money, but they didn't make that much money. Now, you could be ranked number 75 in the world and be super rich.
Make a shit ton.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I'm not inside of those worlds, but I once went to a fucking POG tournament. I was in a POG tournament at FAO Schwartz.
That sounds so cool. I'm such a nerd. I'm like, bro, that's so awesome.
I'm a fan of, like, any tournament that, like, other people that you don't know. Man. Yeah, like people you don't know are there from another country.
Remember the feeling when we would show up to a poker tournament, like how good that would feel?
Yeah.
Like the beginning when there's so many possibilities and you're like, I could fucking win this shit.
Like, it's one thing to play with your friends, people you know, but once you start playing something competitively against someone you have no idea who they are or anything about them, it changes shit because it's just like, all right, I don't know this guy.
It's so exciting. You get like this burst of adrenaline and you're like, I'm doing this.
Yeah, or like see your name on a bracket on a wall or some
that's
shit.
The best.
Such a good feeling.
And you see your name on it and you're like, oh, that's so awesome.
You're like, all right, so I beat this guy. All right, so now I advance to this round, and like if this, and it's just like
so nice.
Yeah,
there's something fun. There's something about competition, man. It's great.
Yeah,
it's almost like art. It's almost like there's an art to it, where you feel like you're creating something bigger than yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's no longer just me. Like, I just did all of that shit to win that.
Yep.
So, like, I did all that. I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about all the shit I did. So it's like there's an art to it. Like, an artist or a painter, like, hey, that's what I made. Like, oh, cool, I see that. You could point to a fucking leaderboard where you just won some shit. Like, I just did that. You see that? I just won. See how my
I never really made it that far, but I remember when I used to watch, like, you in tournaments or some shit, and they would, like, be combining the tables.
Final table, yeah. Oh.
But just that feeling of like, Kyle, you're moving from this table to this table. Like you're now in this seat. Like it's just like, okay, you know, like
there's a feeling where you pat yourself on the back.
You've
like,
upgraded me too. You know, like
another table's down. They'll pat on the back. Oh, I love that. And whenever I got knocked out, I would always look at the people who are still in, and like I would think that is literally all I want right now is to be that person.
Yeah.
Like that's if I got knocked out of a tournament and I'm sitting there and there's like 6 people left and I'm seeing some motherfucker with his stack of chips, I'm like, you have no fucking idea how much I want to be in your shoes right now.
Yeah.
I just sit there overwhelmed with jealousy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was like a jealousy that just spurred me to be better the next time type shit. You know?
There was no better feeling to make like a final table and just being like one of the 10 there, you know, and it's just like a new shuffle, you know, like you're all squeezed in 10 and then it's like one gets knocked out, you get a little bit more space.
Oh, yes. Man, make me want to fucking play cards, dude.
Yeah, my friend was just in Vegas. He said he took down a tournament and won like $700 or some shit.
Must be a small tournament. That's a small tournament right there.
Yeah, that's why I was sort of questioning this shit. But
did I tell you when I went to Vegas, I played in one tournament that was like a small tournament, and like if you looked at what it looked like, you would have been like, you could have done this shit not in Vegas. You could have done this anywhere you wanted, because it was almost like that tournament was not even in like a casino really. It was in like almost this mall thing. Like it was like a mall thing, and like it's kind of like an arcade. Like there's a pool table, there's like a bunch of fucking games, and then there's like a fucking Roy Rogers over there, and like a fucking, and then there's like
Rogers.
You walk in and it's kind of like open air. Like there's the strip, and then you could see right out, and there's like no doors, and you walk in, and that's where you see all the places where you can shop and shit or buy food, and then like tucked in the corner was like 3 tables. And they go, yeah, here we do a tournament where it's just like $50 and you play and it's 3 tables, it's 30 people. And so it's almost like I went to Vegas and I started playing in this tournament that could have been held in like my basement.
Like the Galleria or some shit.
So it was so weird, but...
Son, I think I remember what you were talking... Were you still talking about hot yoga?
I was talking about hot yoga at one point. I don't know if that was what I was continuing to say, but I should keep talking about that.
Well, I want to try that shit too, though, just because I feel like they're right. In the heat, you get such a better stretch doing shit.
Not
You can be
just a
more
stretch.
flexible.
Yeah, you will. It's almost like you detoxify yourself because you're going to sweat out so much shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and people say it's every single person that has done it says it's hard. Like every single person that I've spoken to, and people who are no slouches on shit like this were like, "Listen, it's harder than I expected for sure." But the one thing I'm concerned about is the time because it's super long, and then also I don't respond well to heat, so I don't want to feel like at any point like I'm like hyperventilating or some shit, or I need to get out of there. You know what I mean?
I feel like they would give people breaks. I feel like,
of course they let you like drink your fucking giant water thing.
Yeah, I feel like they're not going to let people like people would be.
They can't
dying
let you not leave. They don't have that option. You're a free fucking person, but you know you don't want to be. I don't want to be that person when it's like.
Now's you can't leave.
Like, I'm going to leave and there's a fucking 70-year-old woman next to me like, bitch. I'm
She's like, you're
right,
leaving?
Margaret. I'm totally a bitch. But yeah, that shit, I mean, I'm sure, it's one of those things, though, that I'm sure once I do it, I'm going to be like, I'm happy I did it.
Yeah, you'll be good with that shit.
And then, you know, you try to do it more and more. Yeah.
You'll be good with that shit, son.
But now, see, that's the thing. I'm trying to make it podcast official, so I force myself to do it. So here, I'm making it podcast official. Everybody,
if you do it, I'll do this shit with you. I got to find one out here, but I would go to high.
I am going to do it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to start next week.
Is there a spot like that you know of?
Yeah, I know of a spot.
Oh, there is a spot you know?
Yeah. So I'll go to that spot, but I'm making it podcast official, so that this forces me to do it, guys. I'm now on the record. So now when I come back here,
done that shit?
What?
Next week you would have done one class?
Yeah. So next time we do the podcast. You're going to be like, we're going to talk about it. You're going to be like, how was it? And I'm going to tell my story of it. So,
all right,
see, this forces me to fucking stick to it. If I didn't have the podcast, then I would always say to myself, like, I'm going to do it, and then I just wouldn't do it. But now we're making it a topic of conversation for the next podcast, so now I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you got to do that shit now.
Yeah, when you make it public like that, you got to do it. Like,
because people will call your ass out on that shit.
Because people are going to be like, fucking bitch.
You dead ass have to do that shit
I know,
now.
I have to do it now. I know.
I'm still not going to bring my car in by next week, though.
No, you have to, man. You have to.
He even told me, I was like, yo, is this important? He was like,
yes,
you got to bring your car in.
Because there was one time where we called up, like, I called up, and they were like, I had to give them my license plate number or something, or like my VIN number on the car. And they were like, oh, that the recall is on your car, but not the ones that end with the VIN number, the one that you have, so you're good. That's what they told me.
Oh, okay.
Well, cut to when I took it in for like oil change or some shit, they were like, yo, you needed to bring this in a long time ago. Like, there was a recall on this. And I was like, oh, but we called up, and they were like, no, you're good. So there was like a miscommunication, and I was driving around with the shit that needed to be brought in, and they were talking to me like, you really should not have been driving this around type shit. So yeah, you got to bring your shit in.
What do they do though? I mean, like,
it depends what the problem is with the car, man.
No, but I'm saying like they make all these cars, and then I've had the car for like a year and a half now. It's just a year and a half later, they're like, Jeep is still doing research on the car, and they're like, something's not right there.
Well, yeah, probably over that amount of time, they found out that there's like a recurring problem in a bunch of them, and they're like, oh, so this shit is like on every one of them because we just had fucking 7,000 of them come in over a week or some shit.
I feel like they should give me money. Like, they should give me a fucking rental car and just be like,
here's $300.
Here's $300. Like, go get some food. Like, something like that should, like, it should almost be a lucky thing to get your car recalled. Like, that shit should happen. And it should be like winning the lottery shit. Like, yo, your car's been recalled.
Like, oh, yes, that means they fucking pay for my college tuition.
So you got that? We got you covered.
You don't anymore. Like, happy recall.
I feel like it's a lucky thing to have a car that gets recalled, even though it's a bad thing.
It's a terrible thing.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing, but like, it's not supposed to happen, and it happened, and they should fucking, like, Jeep should send me a year fucking car washes or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, really sorry about this.
Yeah, free oil changes, some shit.
Like some nonchalant shit, but it's like, no, you sold me something that could potentially fucking kill me. you should fucking reward me with something right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that true? They should fucking reward my ass.
Yeah, it does. It just feels like if you're gonna sell something like a car, you better have that shit right. Like, don't tell me some shit where you could be like, "Oops, like our bad, shit. We fucked up. You died."
You fuck up at a restaurant, you get your meal for free.
That's true. I've never sent food back though, because I'm scared of what they'll do to that.
I never sent that shit back, but sometimes like I was at I went downtown because my cousin was in town and she had a friend with her, pregnant lady, and she got like some pasta from the place, and the waiter came over at the end, and she didn't really eat too much of it. And she had told us beforehand. She asked her girlfriend like, "Hey, try this. It doesn't taste good. Not that it tastes bad, but it doesn't taste good." And she was like, "Yeah, it doesn't really have any taste to it." And the waiter came over at the end and was just like, "How was everything?" She was like, "Yeah, the pasta wasn't good. Like it just doesn't have a taste." He was like, "Hold on." He was like, "Yeah, the pasta. Our waiter took it off your bill." So like she didn't complain about it, send it back or anything, but like he took it off the bill. And it's like, if restaurants are giving shit for free, a fucking car should give me my like. They should be like, "Yo, your next 2 months."
To be fair, that's just a lot more expensive cars. Oh, you're saying for 2 months or some shit? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but like, hey.
But if they did that for everybody, then they could go fucking broke.
Just the cars that were called. Yeah, they probably sell a bajillion.
Well, there are some fucking companies. Well, I think was it General Motors that like were just selling some shit with faulty brakes, and they're like, whatever. There was like a big story about to save like a tiny amount of money. They were like, we fucked this up, but just sell them.
I did hear about a story of that the pedal accelerated.
Oh, maybe it was that. Was that Toyota? I think that was Toyota. I like how we're shitting on every car company in this podcast. Like, every single one is just getting the fucking wrath of hell right now.
I fuck with Mazda, though. Mazda's been all right to us. I got a Mazda and a Jeep.
Son, it's getting dark so early now. It's not supposed to be light after 5 until late January now. Like, we got a long stretch now until it gets light after 5. After 5, like
till January?
Yeah, like now it gets dark at like 4:30 in this bitch.
Is that how it's always been, or it's like darker than normal now?
No, it's normal that it, like I think 4:36 or something is the, at least where I am, is where like the sun goes down.
4:30 gets dark as fuck for me too.
But that's so depressing, like 4:30. Like, you know what it is? I like the like 60, 65 degree weather. Like I like that cooler weather, but I like it late.
The other day I was at dinner or just last night I was at dinner. We went to dinner at 5:30 or some shit. Came out, it was like pitch black, and I was like, well, even in the restaurant before I even got outside, I was like, it feels like it's like
9.
Yeah, it feels like it's like 9 o'clock. And we walked outside, I was like, it feels like it's like 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
and it was like 5:45.
I get the seasonal depression shit. Like, I don't get seasonal depression, but I get that other people get it. Like, I see why you get it. Because it's just like fucking the life is just fucking sucked out of the winter, like just gone. Like there's no life. It just feels like dreary and gross,
Hell yeah.
And there's
that shit plays a factor on you, weather, man. Like in weather in nice places, people are probably nicer.
Yeah, but I must admit though that like we had like it was really hot for a long time. Like it was warm into late October in New York this year. And by September, I was like, I'm ready for cooler weather. I don't like this shit. Because every day, 85, sometimes more, 90. And you go outside and you're like, it's oppressive, that like nonstop heat. Like you just feel like, oh, give me a break. It just like beats you down.
Yeah.
Whereas, that's what I said. I like 60 or 65 degree weather. But there's no place where it's like, I was trying to do research on it a while ago. Like, hey, where's the weather like this the most? There's some places in California, like Northern California, where it's like around that temperature all the time. But
San Diego's chilling, isn't it? Around just like 70,
southern. Yeah, but that's a little warmer than I'm looking. I think San Francisco is closer to the temperature, like 65-ish or whatever.
Yeah, San Francisco can get bricked though.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is like there's no place where it's like that year round. There's no place where it's like 60 or 65 degrees year round. There's always like some places it's too cold all the time, some places it's too hot all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love the weather in fucking San Diego. It was just like 75.
How long were you there for, San Diego?
About a week, I think I was there. 4 days maybe or some shit like that. I mean, not enough time to fucking really judge their whole weather.
Do you have like a list of all the places you've been, or no? You've been to a lot of places.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of places.
You've traveled to a lot of places.
Yeah. Like I was in fucking Kansas City. I was just saying, like that was random.
That is super random. What was there? What was in Kansas City?
My sister's boyfriend is from Wichita, but we went to Kansas City because his brother lived there or some shit. So we got barbecue, went to a soccer game.
Oh, you heard what? Sorry, random change of topic here. You heard what? Like Meek Mill's getting time in jail.
I saw that because he missed his probation.
He missed his probation and he was like going fast on a bike or some shit, like a probation violation. Like he was going fast on a fucking motorcycle or some shit.
So what are your thoughts on that? Because he should be punished, but not 2 fucking years.
He's going to fucking prison.
Yeah, no, that's
First of all, why was he even on probation? Do we know? Was it because of a drug charge?
I don't know.
Yeah, if it was because of a drug charge, you shouldn't even fucking be on probation. Let him live. But I don't know what he did. If he did something more than that, then, then I
still
guess
can't break the fucking rules, obviously,
Yeah, but if it's again, I'm making this up because I have no idea what he was got on. But if it was just for drugs and then they found drugs on him and then they gave him probation, it's like fuck you.
Yeah, that's OD.
Yeah,
I haven't followed. Sometimes I stumble upon these rappers' Instagram page, like these new rappers or like an artist or some. It's just a strange world out there right now, man. Like. One dude was standing on the fucking edge of like a bathtub and he took a picture and was just like, no fears. And I was just like, you're standing in a fucking bathtub. Like, if you were standing on the edge of like the fucking Eiffel Tower or something, like, but you're standing, like he was standing, you know how the bathtub is and then there's like the wall in the back?
Yeah, of course.
Like, he was standing in like the corner back left, like standing. And that was like, and he took his picture, and I was just like...
No fears. Oh, that's so funny.
It's weird. It's just weird.
Of course there's no fears. Why would you be fearful? You're in a bathtub.
That's my first thought was like, you're not doing anything dangerous.
Oh, these new kids, man, too artsy. Like, what's his name? I always shit on this kid. I don't know if you're down with shitting on this kid, though. Will Smith's son.
Oh, Jay, yeah.
See, I don't know why you don't like shitting on him. I love shitting on that guy, man.
He's just a lost soul.
Yeah, but fuck him.
It's just strange when you see
I'm a cold man. You're better than me. He just irks me. He's
a weird dude.
He just irks me because
he's
it's
just
like
confused.
You're trying. Like you stop trying. He's trying to not try, man. He's trying to not try.
That's true too.
Yeah, like he's trying so hard to not try.
Yeah.
Like I don't even care, bro. But I'm really deep and profound.
It's so weird when
you cannot be deep and still be okay. Like you stop with the fakeness. Just stop being fake to me. What's his name? What's his name?
Jaden
Smith.
Jaden.
We're gonna have fun here for a second, and we're gonna.
He did his hairstyle that like was like a pineapple look.
No.
Remember that when his hair was like all weird?
Wait, is he not on Twitter?
Probably not. He probably can't afford it.
I've read some hilarious things that he said, so let's go to that. Jaden Smith quotes.
You ever see Magic Johnson's son?
Magic Johnson's son? No. What's up with him?
He's like very, very flamboyantly gay.
Well, that's there's always been speculation about Magic Johnson himself.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, Jaden Smith does have a Twitter. I just was spelling his name wrong.
Like a real one? It's verified and shit?
Yeah, verified. Mm-hmm.
Wait, so how does that work? So verified accounts get 240 characters now, and our regular
everybody gets 240,000 now.
Oh, really?
Everybody's about to get it. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Fuck that shit. I don't want to read what anybody has to say in 240 characters. I don't want to think in 240 characters. Fuck that shit.
Is it a lot more? Like, does it make a big difference?
It's double. It's fucking double. Like,
it is.
The whole point of Twitter is supposed to be brevity, pithiness, wittiness, get to the point, say the shit you have to say, and chop that shit down, and just give me the fucking straight dope. Don't give me any bullshit tap dancing around your fucking point. Tell me what you're trying to fucking tell me. Like, tell me a joke, or tell me a fact, or tell me something about a news thing, like, and just make it quick.
Quick, yeah.
But no, now you gotta now you read people's shit, and they're giving soliloquies and writing fucking essays to people. I have no interest.
What were their thoughts, like, on doing that shit? Because you're right. I've had times where I've been trying to write some shit, and, like, I've had it hit me with the negative, and I'm like, fuck, I got to change this shit up.
Yeah, but like I said, I would have been cool with adding like 10 characters, because there are times where you can still try to say something short and to the point, but you need a little bit more. But like any more than that, and you're just going too far. But the reason they did it is because the 140 characters, they said it was just because of whatever operating system they used, and like they were just limited to that. So it wasn't like they really thought in the first place, like, oh, let's only do it 140 characters. But that became like the thing about Twitter, is like, oh, you got to be like to the point and make your shit and move on. But like it was just because when they made Twitter like that, they were limited to 140 characters. Like they had to only do 140 characters for whatever reason. But now that they have the ability to go beyond that, they're moving beyond that. But again, it just seems like such an obviously bad idea. Like, because you're just changing the whole framework and foundation of what the fucking thing was built on. Yeah. And like, I thought, oh, I'm going to be the curmudgeon and I'm going to be the one who's like, I don't like the idea. No, I read other people's tweets about it. Everybody's saying the same fucking shit that I'm saying. So,
it doesn't feel like something that people are going to come around on either.
Yeah, exactly.
Like eventually, like, oh yeah, we all didn't like it in the beginning, but now it's actually good. We have these characters.
Yeah, well, Adam Johnson, who I follow on Twitter, said, I'm a 140 character fundamentalist. I'm going to refuse to go above that. And I was like, okay, I'm with you on that. I'm not doing that shit either. I'm going to act like I only have 140. Yeah. Okay, so let's read some of Jaden Smith's quotes here, and we'll wrap it up with this. Jaden Smith said, if I had a nickel for every time I've cried in the back of an Uber, I would have another pair of Yeezys. Okay. Let's see. Just stare in the mirror and cry, you'll be good. Jesus. Okay, now I take it back, because he's fucking depressed. Yeah. That moment when you're wearing a dress with no pants and you swerve way too hard.
I feel him on that one.
I saw Owen Wilson one time from a distance, and we just stared at each other. Then his car drove off. Shia LaBeouf is life.
Yeah, that's his boy.
Kanye for president.
That's probably his boy, too.
I walked into an Adidas store and asked for some Yeezys Boosts, and they said I was 10 months late. Kanye West is the greatest dancer of our generation. Yeah, your girl is bad, but she doesn't smile. When you stop texting her because you like her too much. Relationships are messed up, but your face isn't. That moment when peeing feels so good you start crying? What
I could fucks with him on that.
Crying?
No, I can't. Yeah. I don't even know what that means.
Home is any place that has a bed, a TV, and you.
That seems pretty straightforward.
Chemtrails. One tweet he just said chemtrails.
Fuck is chemtrails?
That's the shit that the conspiracy where the planes fly by and they leave the trail behind them. That's condensation, but some people think they're spraying fucking chemicals to kill all of us. Jaden, where can we expect you to be in 5 years? Gone, he says. Just finished building my new bed.
Is there a picture?
No. The next one has a picture, and it's also about his bed. All of your idols are going to start writing their own articles, and these uninformed journalists will become obsolete. I really dislike when all the pretty girls hang out at once. What? Gonna be so hype on stage.
Fucking weird. Oh, Chris Webber's on TV.
I'm gonna be so hype on stage tomorrow I might throw up. I never realized how dysfunctional a king is without a queen. Balance is key.
Oh, I mean that one's alright.
Okay, yeah, I'm done reading this. I feel my brain cells going away.
My dad texted he texted me and my brother and sister today because he saw someone with those those earrings that like your earlobe is
the gauges yeah
mm-hmm. He was like, do you guys know what these are? I was like, yeah, those shits are different, but I guess he had just seen those for the first time.
That was the first time he saw them, and he was like, I think so, this is weird. Who was he taking a picture of?
I think, you know what it was? He was watching Judge Million or Judge Judy, and one of the people had it on.
Okay. Those shows can be strangely addicting.
Yeah. They sometimes hire actors for those, right?
Oh, of course. I'm sure they do it all the time.
Nothing's fucking real anymore.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Trump is our president, so what do you expect? It doesn't get any weirder. All right. All right, let's wrap it up on that, guys. We love you, and we'll see you next week. And Corin,
you got your yoga class to go to now, bro.
I do. I have to go to it. And Corin's now going to tell me off air what he couldn't tell me on air about a guy named Greg. All right, peace.